Welcome, one and all, to the coach's desk where you get your sporting experience. I trust that everybody's doing well, everybody's doing all right. Um, we intend to have a wonderful night, the beginning of the weekend's triple treat. Yes, man. I trust everybody's all right. How is everybody? Talk to me, no, man. Come on, come on. I hope everybody's doing all right. What you say, people? Everybody is good? Big up to the persons on Facebook. Facebook. Big up on yourself. All right, so let's get right into it, people. We'll be speaking about Reggae Boyz. Let's talk Reggae Boyz. Of course, we have a lot to talk about. There was a game yesterday and other games in the octagonal. So, are we in touching distance? Should we panic? Interesting. Interesting. Should we panic? Welcome to all the persons who support the coach's desk. And you can continue the support by hitting the like button when you enter the stream. Yes, people, sorry about the late start. However, I had an hectic day. Very, very hectic day. Up and about, all about. And I felt like I was a machine, but you know. All right, let's forget about that and talk about the game from the Jamaican Premier League. Waterhouse FC, they defeated Moulins United 4 goals to 1. That's a whopping by the Waterhouse team there over Moulins United. And other fixtures, Cavalier FC, they edged Portmore United 1 goal to 0. Incidentally, Portmore United head coach Ricardo Bibi Gardner has left the club. I know many of you probably would have seen that video on the coach's desk. If you have not, you need to go and check it out. He has migrated, and for probably a myriad of reasons, but he has left the club. He's gone to England, and we trust that, things will work out for the baller. Wish him all the best. Big up yourself, Ricardo Bibi Gardner. So his team, Portmore, they were edged 1-0 by Cavalier FC. In other fixture, Mount Pleasant and Vere, I think that was the top of the table clash. And Vere United and Mount Pleasant, they played out a stalemate. In other words, a 0-0 draw. You know what I mean? So kudos to the persons who played today in those games. And of course, we know that Sherika Jackson, she was on track today. Sherika Jackson was on track. She ran 21.95. That was good enough to get her second spot. She trailed Christine Mboma 21.84. And Dina Asher Smith was third, followed by Shakari. Shakari was fourth. Megan Tapper also finished Megan Tapper finished third in the 100 and 100-meter hurdles, sorry. Natoya Gould, she won the 800 meters, 158.09. Congrats there to Natoya Gould in that event there. I'm trying to find I recall the time run by Christopher Taylor. But it was a very good performance by Natoya Gould. Good performance by Mboma. Yeah, man. Dina Asher Smith. Good performance nevertheless. Megan actually run 12.77. Yeah, man. So what was some good bitter results for the Jamaicans. Not what they would have expected, because for the past few weeks we have been used to this 1, 2, 3 thing, And a lot of persons were saying, 1, 2, 3 posse. Christopher Taylor, he finished 7th in the field, 45.88. That race was won by Michael Cherry, a meet record and a personal best, 44.03. Good run there by Sherry. Kirani James, 44.51. Isaac Makwala, 44.83. Those were your top 3 in that event. So not a bad outing. I mean, probably persons would be expecting a lot more from a Christopher Taylor, but I mean, he's getting a what you call it, a knock of this. So yeah, man, that's basically a little roundup of what transpired in the event there. Diamond League, that's in Belgium, Brussels. Good day. Shakiri didn't have such a good day like she has been having over the past few weeks from her return, but she has a lot to learn. I mean, she is fast, but she has a lot to learn. And Khadija Shaw, the Jamaican football sensation, woman football sensation, Khadija Shaw, she has decided to, go by the nickname on her shirt, Bunny. Yeah, she's affectionately called Bunny. So she will definitely utilize that moniker there in that season. I think she kicked off her Champions League games. Good little showing. But I mean, let's see how far she will go. Very, very big talent. Very big talent. And of course, the one that is on everybody's lips is the one with the game yesterday. A very good game. I think the Reggae Boyz showed grit. They showed determination. I mean, they fought from the first whistle right till the last. Really impressive. Really impressed with the boys, as a matter of fact. I mean, it was not what we expected, but I mean, we will bounce back from that one. You know what I mean? Big up to Military Guna. Guna, big up yourself. Yeah, man. Guna putting in the work, people. Everybody can see. Guna is putting in the work. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, military Guna. And people, if you have not yet subscribed to his channel, you may do so. Yeah, man. Good work for coming from military. Yeah, man. I have to give him props, man. Definitely. All right, so people, how you doing? Trusting that you all are doing well. Let me check out some of the comments. All right, so we have all right, let me check out the comments. Sean Bless, big up yourself. Thanks for tuning in. Jay Soferan, big up yourself, bro. Trust that everything is going well with you. Estinic Skip, big up yourself. Welcome. Did Amar Bell and Jamal Low show up? We will know sooner than later. Shedra, big up yourself and welcome. King Jab, welcome to the show. Big up. One again, King. Thanks and praise for another TripleTreat weekend. Yeah, man, big up yourself. King Jab. Shedrock, we're going to win big on Sunday. All right, let's see. We hope for that as well. Lennox Barclay, Canadian Jamaican, welcome to the show. Top 10, big up yourself. The Money Dollars up top, welcome. Toronto in the house. Yes, Lennox Barclay, welcome, man. Just remember to hit the like button on your way in. George Stone, big up yourself. King Jab said, JFF had the boys carrying equipment today. Where? Come on, King Jab. You have to bring proof. Proof. Mark Radlin, big up yourself and welcome. Annie B. Hey, Annie B, you behave yourself. You don't see me on screen. You talk about ballers. Eh? You don't see me on screen, Annie B. To my triceps and biceps, Annie B. Mikkel, big up yourself. Annie B, big up yourself, man. You don't know you're going on. Mikkel, big up yourself, man. Canadian in the building again. Giovanni, coach, let's not forget to give Paul all the majority of praise Sunday when we win. I know we will. He has been doing great work with the boys all week from what I've seen. Yeah, man. Yes. See the people rolling in. Mm-hmm. King Dan said, King Job, that go on. That me I said too. Fresh. Big up yourself, fresh. Check. Good night, everyone. Big up yourself, King Dan. Welcome. Adrian Allen. They say up and ready. All right. King Dan says, saw it on military's Guna's page. Yeah, man. Me telling you, say Guna put in the work, man. Big up Guna. Digital home tech. Big up yourself. Yeah, man. Guna was in the street today, you know. Big up to Guna. The fact that the boys were carrying equipment. So wonder if they could have hired me in that position for the time being. But by then the other equipment manager should be in. Guna, what you say? Equipment manager job? Big up Fresh God. Dr. Joyful, big up yourself, you know. Oh, Jano. I just saw two heavyweights at the office. The intrepid duo. Strap up tonight, though. Turbulence expected, but I'll be heirs toward Tapa. All right, Richard, big up yourself. The man with the lyrics, the lyricist, Tiddlywinks. Big up yourself. Michael Roden, big up yourself. Lee Young, big up, man. Big up to Lee Young. Broadman Security, what's good? Yeah, Broadman Security. I understand. I definitely understand what you're saying. I see him some feel too. Jesus. Big up. It's all right, Christopher Lawrence, welcome. One bro God. So one up on the screen. Them coming, man. Them coming. Don't worry yourself. You see Annie B, you laugh. You not to acknowledge me, I mean the on the screen too, You see, make sure we're a different color from them so you can see me. And yeah, look on them. I gotta take them off of the screen. London is red. What up? Well, you say some man I say tap out, you burn that. What you mean? The coach go on the work, man. I don't believe that we should be embarrassed with that defeat last evening. We will build on that. I tell you. Remember, I told you so. I am over the defeat now. On to Sunday. Richard Stevens, Military G provided visual evidence, Ravel and DJ carrying kit in all sorts of places. We could call this commitment. We will be speaking tonight. Speak! I mean, big up to Anthony Grant. God bless you, sir. 10 years late. Yeah, man. Tell you. Family. Brashan Francis, big up yourself, man. Big up, big up, big up. Travis. Big up yourself, Travis. You willing? It's a kingdom. You're willing to volunteer. You're willing to volunteer. All right. Can't send a letter, Everald Bryan, G9, military G, in my opinion, Jamaica match against Mexico wasn't too bad. They give a good account of them. The result wasn't too bad. It just that some of better striker wasn't around. Okay. Vibe with Bree and Sean. Big up yourself, vibe with Bree and Sean. Antonio sound confident. Wonder if the boss can give you a trick. All right, let's see. Isaac Brown, coach. It's just unfortunate we didn't get Pinta from that game with the team we had. Yeah. Is that Pinta or a point? Flavor D sound. Thanks very much, Flavor D. Big up yourself, man. Grams Green. No, man, we not set up out Grams Green. Love how Grant looked last night. Open play Sunday. Yeah, man. Grant put in a very good performance. Yes, you're good looking. Oh, thank you, Annie B. I was waiting for that. Big up the people them. Brashan Francis. All right. DJ Monk. Big up yourself, man. The name it sounds familiar still, but me never really know. But big up yourself, brother. Big up. DJ Monk in the building. Kingston 6, big up yourself. Welcome. Fourth official, what go on, my brother? Why, man, they have you in a lockdown. You talk about Jamaica lockdown. You in a lockdown, fourth official. We just see you pop up. Hold on, I earthquake, let me feel. Oh, I know earthquake. Okay. Mark Chambers, big up. Up coach, my idiot gone now. But World Cup is a must. Yeah, man. It's more about we how we ended up losing instead of the actual result. Very questionable. Of course, Jason, that's my bone of contention. And it will always be how we lost that game. Shaquille Smith. Shaquille, come in. Run gone. A alien. If we lost with that performance, a lot of people would be smiling to know we did that with a makeshift squad. But a late screamer makes you saying, yeah, that don't make no sense for you, Shaquille. I realize some people on here always trying to make things look negative. So what if the players carrying a little equipment? It's not the first team I see helping to carry their own equipment. Interesting point there, Mike, Mikhail. Omar Turner. And they have to take into consideration that, remember, the equipment manager possibly would have gone with the team to Mexico. So let's be fair, people. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. What do you think about Anthony Grant's game last night? Huh. Very good game. Very good game by Anthony Grant. Campus baller. Ooh, big up yourself and welcome. Who's the JFF always say young baller is not good enough? Anthony and Bailey got that treatment. Chris Smith, what's up? Bless up, man. Um, Michael Woodburn, welcome. I say BB them dead Sunday. Kevin Campbell. What is so hard to admit that Whitmore blunder and gave away the game? And all we are saying is that this has to improve. Don't know how it has. Comment the gun. Comment the runway. It has to improve. Don't know how, but it has to going forward. Who is not admitting that Kevin Campbell? Who are you referring to in that statement? Chaddy Hines, big up yourself, man. Welcome. Yellow Bridge, big up. People remember to like up there. I respect vibe with Bri and Sean. Arden TV, breaking news. The Mexican coach told Tapa to take. Hey, Arden TV. Michael Woodward, remember, say, come on, no win derby. Hey, are your favorite statement, does you know? Michael. Marsha Mullins, welcome. We are going to get it right Sunday. Of course, I believe that we will. We have to. The team will get better, certainly. Nah, man, me no shake you, man. After me, I no leave. No, none of that fresh God. Mm-mm. A loss is a loss. It's a disappointment. A draw is W. And we should have flown away with. We are the only, I guess he's saying CONCACAF, I say CONCACAF team that lost yesterday. And Mexico is the only CONCACAF team that won. Remember that part as well. It's not one way. Fabian Full is saying, just watch the ball of them passing drills. Great. Them need to invite Speedy so him can learn how to. Jairus, big up yourself, man. People you can call it, you know. Remember the line is always open, you know. Ian Campbell, the big man, big up yourself. Chaddy Hines, tell me something, coach. Did Tapa win for the win in the last 10 minutes? I'm not sure, no. I'll have to see. When I see him, I ask him. Colin Evans, Tapa is my boy. But we need to reach the World Cup. So help, please. Him get help, man. But we have all for help now, and Tapa get help, Just unfortunate that, the team had to split up. So we'll get it right Sunday, man. Anthony Grant, man of the match. Tennessee Lewis up, pick up yourself. Exactly. The equipment manager just came back. Now he can do his job. Yeah, man. Brother, would things have been different if Grant were? I think so. It could be, because they penetrated where that hole was in the central defensive area. I think so. It could very well be. And that's all left up to speculation, right, Ford? But it could be. It could be. It could be. The ball leak right through the center. So. Big up yourself, coaches. Just love the work you're putting in. Big up vibe with Bri and Sean. Look like I don't know who to be still now, but big up on yourself. And look like you have a channel. People support life. Vibe with Bri and Sean. Big up on yourself. People support the fourth official. All the manual people them jump over to fourth official if you have not subscribed as yet. Right? DJ Thomas, welcome. Wow, Team Cataract in the building. Early settings. And the boss not reach it. Oi. 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 Team Cataract in the building, sir. The team cranky there. Nobody lost an arm or a leg carrying equipment. All right, Mikhail. Colin Evans, wrong choice of sub. All right. Unseen, big up yourself, big up yourself. People can also subscribe to Unseen Sports TV. I don't see Bailey amongst those 8 players. What's up with him? I think Bailey's injured. Pep, big up yourself. All right, let's hear the point. Richard, Tiddlywinks, Mr. Drakers, get a heal up compliment. I see. Mr. Darkers, it should be, man. Was it your cousin? LOL, respect. Did I hear the fourth official debut? Yeah, man. Maybe this accounted for that minor tremor. Yeah, man. I feel a minor tremor for real, man. Me see the lights, man, shake, man. I know me shake it fresh, God. No deal. Premier League, this style of play is not ready for World Cup. Remember, it's not the best team that went out there to Mexico. And to pull this one off, we have to give them a little credit. El Padrino, big up coach and the men them in the chat. Sunday we'll done Panama dance. All right. It's a London to JA. Big up yourself, El Padrino. Fashion movement. Mexico loss is in the rear view mirror. Time to move forward and focus on the games ahead. Definitely. Hold on there. All right, so Wesley All, big up yourself. Another Team Cataract in the building. Like and share the video. All right, Mikhail, big up yourself. Roy, what's the possible lineup for Sunday? We'll be talking about that tomorrow. What is your score prediction for Sunday? We're gonna have the review tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna do that king job. Looks like coach have some good content from the office for us tonight. Panama, I go feel it. But I'm a mute so I don't hear it. Panama go feel it Sunday. Good night, everyone. Stay safe. Big up yourself, Doreen. Thanks much. You stay safe as well. All the people in New York, New Yorkers, coach's desk is hoping that every person in New York is well, because from what I've seen, you know, a lot of things transpired in New York. So we trust that the New Yorkers from the coach's desk family, you are doing okay. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So people, people, people. Let's support the New Yorkers. If you live nearby and know somebody, and I mean, you can reach out, lend a hand, that would be awesome. Hold on, a wrong message missing. It should be here. All right, there you have it. Rolling, rolling, rolling. We have some updates coming up, people. Now, worry yourself. I wonder if people know in 98 we didn't win them. Yeah, man, we remember that, Michael. That's true. I didn't like the substitution at all. True. Papa made bad subs. The subs should have not let Mexico scored. All right. All right, Westland. Chano. Want to reach at the match in the man. They said 3-0. Yeah, man, we have to big up. Much respect to Cataract, man. Man, come on talk about Dre. You remember me talk about that? We lose against two of the team in our zone now, and it's a third loss in a row for real. So let's see what will happen. But we have to reset, people. We are reset because hey Dre, you need to drop more thing, man. That in a Dre, you have to drop content, man. Get the audience engaged, brother. Do not underestimate Panama. We never will do that, man. But we're going for the win. Fabian Full, your basement got flooded out, but everything all right with you. Well, you're on, so I guess everything is all right with you. Yeah, man. Big up to all the New Yorkers, the persons who are safe, and so those who had a little misfortune were unfortunate in terms of getting flooded out. But you know, everything will be back up in short order. So yes, a sun out again and things. So guess we have to be on the rebound. Yeah, man, we have a right back problem straight. We had three right backs on the field at one point. Three right backs we had on the field. Yeah, man, can you imagine? So Neo is updating us. He said that 8 inches of rain Rainfall in 1 hour. Yeah, no. But we happy soon, all right, Neo. Big up yourself, man. Big up, big up. All right, people, we have Cataract in the building,
Live and in
aka Nostradamus. Hey, Cataract, yeah, move like. Is it schizophrenic or bipolar? Watch it in the Cataract. Full of
coach.
personality. Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
I have to go what the people have called me. You understand? Nostradamus.
All right.
Some said John the Baptist. I came before and I foretold of the judge. I am not the judge. I foretold of the judge. And like John the Baptist, many mocked me, coach. Many clowned me, coach.
Mm-hmm.
But I told of the coming of a Messiah in the midfield. 4 months, coach. Uh, yeah, man. I want
Stacy,
to
good
hear.
night. Good night, Stacy.
I want to heal up. That's Stacey. I want to heal up all the Reggae Boys fans that hold the faith. You understand? I want to ask those of us who were in there come Sunday, don't do it again, please. Can't be when the team go 1-0 down, everything break out into a mass disarray. Also much shaky warrior and I think, coach. You can't shake in I think in the first goal gone and all the people jump off. No man, you have to ride with your side right to the end. Coach, many people said 7-0, 6-0, 5-0, 9-0, some man go 2-1. Just give thanks to God. Yeah? Coach, the other results went our way. So
Mm-hmm.
set 6 other teams are just 1 point ahead of Jamaica, right? And the and that means that if we win against if we
Panama on
win
Sunday.
Panama on Sunday and everybody else draws again,
Right. We'll be
we'll be
above
second
them.
in the group.
Even if they win, we're still in touching distance.
No, what I'm saying, if they get another round of draw again,
Mm-hmm.
right? If them go Victoria's Secret settings, then we will be second in the table with a
Mm-hmm.
win,
Yes.
right? And everybody will have won. So I want to just ask us to hold the faith. It's a long road to travel and a mighty long way to go, right? Um, where to start? Big up Teddy Lee Gray, boy, a famous brother, man. Going on, observer as a columnist.
Yeah, man. Teddy Lee, me telling
Yeah,
us that don't take Teddy Lee lightly, man.
yeah, man. Um, I just want to give my honest assessment. Having 24 hours past coach, and no, well, not really 24 hours don't pass it, but a day has passed and some sober thought. Um, and thanks for jumping me on early. So let me share what happened today. The Cataract was in the National Stadium for the entirety of the training session, in spite of all the security and obscurity. Can't stop a real fan. I have to put my eye on Michael Antonio. Coach, you taught me about the eye test. I'm here to tell you, coach, Kemar Roof and Michael Antonio are the real deal. People, they are the real deal. I want to say it again. Kemar Roof and Michael Antonio
Cataract, hold
are
on.
the
We have
real
a
deal.
first caller for tonight. Cataract, sorry to disturb you. We have the first caller from Miami tonight. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, man. Big up coaches that's on the panel.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
Big up Cataract and Cranky and the crew. Cause you know me depend your thing every night in a coach.
Cool.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, the game last night, brother. The game that we should get that job. Tapa make a blunder in the last like 5 minutes. Him should make Grant job down on the field, brother. You can't make a change and I take off a hole in midfield and I put on an attacking. You should what you should do, you should put on a next defender to kill the game.
Yeah, man, definitely. But that is a situation that happened last evening. I really want to look forward because despite of that happening, I believe that we can put things together and get the win come tomorrow Sunday.
Yeah, but coach, you think Tapa gonna do the right thing though?
The right thing is gonna be done, man. Yeah, man, the right thing is gonna be done.
Yeah, man, cause we need the best team. We need to come together in a no division. We just need the best Jamaica team. But at the end of the day, we are Jamaica. We live here, but my heart, they are Jamaica, brother. And this is my thing there, and the Jamaica team are my team. That's my team.
Yeah, man, that's true.
Yeah, man, so we just need to come together, brother, and just make it work for the goodness of the country.
True.
But can I ask Cataract a question?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Cataract.
Yeah, man, am I here? Yeah, man, go ahead, man, I'm listening.
May I say, Cataract, the JSS need them to give you and Cranky a job over there. Them can learn a lot from you guys. And the next question, Cataract, may you talk about Wadadan Fever? May you talk about Wadadan Fever, gone like Wadadan Fever all the while? Did you know the two biggest things that ever played in the Jamaican Premier League are the two baddest team that, and Reno, with Reno third.
Cut left the league like Wadadan Fever. Cut where? I slang that, man. They cut me like Wadadan Fever, cut me leave the league. Remember when we used to watch them team there, you know?
Me tune into everybody. Me call in a Ryan program early on. Everybody program me tune into every day.
Yeah, man.
I never hear you Cataract talk about Winston Twinny Anglin, one of the best thing ever play for Jamaica. The best midfielder Jamaica ever see is Winston Twinnybug Anglin.
Yeah, but here, listen. I returned to Jamaica in the late 90s. So I would not have seen much of Winston Anglin. So I don't really talk about him, I don't know. You understand? When I returned to Jamaica in 97 from England. So I think that barely saw one game with Michael Graham when I might have come back one summer, but I didn't experience it. I've been told stories, but I don't go by hearsay, you know. And in those days, the revolution was not televised, you know. We used to really have televised Premier League, you know. So I never see Twinnybug, really and truly. But I recall though that Wadada, Seba, Violet Kickers, Reno, they were really powerhouse from the West. And when the West is weak, the national team is weak because you can't have an entire county and no team now represent from there. That's madness, you know. But at another time, coach, we can talk about how we can fix things. You know, but the whole county, and you have no team from there. So respect to the caller. Like I said, I hope that answered the question. I just a slang, me have a style, me use it all about that party.
all right, call out. Somebody else is calling. We have to free up the line, all right?
Yeah, man.
Big up yourself.
Big up, man. I'm enjoying the program and every night, man.
Yeah, man. Stay tuned.
Stay safe, okay?
Yeah, man. Stay safe. Big up Brown Man Security. You know, them check in the whole Cataract team. You understand? The whole team Anthony Grant. Yeah, man. Brown Man Security. What up? Wesley Hall. What up, Ricky Donks? Out there with no fear. Yeah, man.
All right, Cataract. We have a caller from the Bronx. I know some things happened in New York with the flooding and all these things. So we're happy that someone is calling in. And we trust that everything is all right with your caller.
Yes, man. Yes. Although the Bronx River and the pathways are lake now. They're no longer a pathway. They are lakes.
Oh, there are lakes now because of the amount of water.
Yes, yes. I was going to go fishing this morning and I threw my line to catch a bends, but I didn't get any.
Okay. All right. So what say you now?
Yesterday thing now
Mm-hmm.
was a joke what Whitmore doing the last 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, man, we're listening, man.
Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Yeah, man, we're listening. We're listening.
Yes, what Whitmore did the last 5 minutes of the game was a joke. And nearly kick over my TV. And also, I want to ask you guys a question. Is Whitmore when start the right team on Sunday and when start in friendly? And I'll leave you guys with that. I will turn on the TV now for hear the answer to that question.
All right, big up yourself, man from Bronx. We're happy that you're safe.
What I've understood, and coach, if you let me jump in about the preview, big up Eagle Republic.
Well, Cataract call them come in quick and fast.
When I coach, because stand for the whole man, I just tell you, so I'm not this call of them. But
I take that one call and then we something. Caller, good night. Oh, this look like Issa.
Yeah, man, what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, man, we're here, man. Big up yourself. Welcome. What say you?
Yeah, man, I tell us the last time, I tell us we couldn't even sleep. I tell you, coach, that we couldn't sleep. You understand? It was such a disappointment that the rest of my mind, and we couldn't even have a WhatsApp group as morning come. We didn't talk about. So it was a disappointment for us. I tell you, and we get really understand say a lot of people are look towards the Reggae Boyz campaign for little jubilant, you know what I mean? Because for a long time we don't have no we bring the country together. So I'm not gonna lie, it was a very disappointing time last time. But to dissect the game though, coach, I'm going to start with the lineup. Right? If any one of you can tell me what was the formation that we played last night. What was the formation?
Good question. Good question. But wrong move, Rally. I don't know nothing about that. I know we are a coach. It's a football technocrats can analyze it. I think it's a brand new formation in the world. It's called the 3 right back formation. It's called the triple. It's called the triple threat. 3 right back formation. Yeah, man, it's brand new. Good for you.
Before the game, I saw we were putting up a 4-3-3. I saw that we were putting up a 4-3-3. You understand?
Caller, did you see that, caller?
If it was a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1.
Carl, Issa, you have to take into consideration, the 4-2-3-1 can easily change to 4-3-3,
Right, that's what listen, that's I'm saying I start with the formation, and the lineup, because I was confused, and I can see that even in the last 5 minutes there was a lot of confusion. I tell you why. I saw Romario Williams on the field. I didn't know if he was playing as a number 10. I was playing as a midfielder. Because I could not tell where he was playing. Anthony Grant was playing like a lone CDM. Right? Anthony Grant was playing like a lone CDM. So I'm like, okay, if he's playing like a lone CDM, he should have somebody on the left and somebody on the right. And I never saw that happening any at all. I never saw anybody to really to the left of Grant.
So it could be 4-1-4-1. So Issa, it could be 4-1-4-1.
And I hear somebody put that forward as well. But with the 4-1-4-1, you would have him as the lone CDM, and then you would have Williams and Romario in front of him. But I want to ask you guys, did you see that? Did any of you see that?
I see a lot of things.
What I can say, Carla, what I can say, what I can.
Jeremy.
Mm-hmm. What
I go beg you run. Come, if you see the location, I have my stallions.
Let's try to answer the question then. Or you can follow up here. Because Cataract have some information in more show down on us before him leave. Right? Alright, so before you go, Cataract, we completed the most demanding game on fixture and came away with a credible performance. Panama will spend 3 days analyzing the wrong team from Eagle Republic. Big up yourself, Eagle Republic. That's telling.
Right.
That is telling. And one more, Cataract. Shatter, big up yourself.
The $2 boss, coach.
Yeah, $2 boss.
The $2 boss.
$2 boss.
$2 boss. Big up yourself.
Yeah, man. So,
yeah,
go ahead, Cataract.
Big up Shatter. That man, they got strip club set this every time, but you see what I said. Big up Father Jeremy and check in. But just want a little run for this. Give my highlight, come I might be able to be on the entirety, because if you notice, the boss now sweat in a location with cool AC. Yeah, those style thing. All right, we will have to turn up a thing for the campaign. Here up now, coach.
With some stuffed animals there.
No, man. Animals. He's stable.
Oh, paint. Okay, and I still there. Okay.
Yeah, man. They got my friend and the whole horse them off, you know. Them own. But we have to find a location, coach, to come and sweat today. You understand? Sweating is over. Coach, I want to start by saying I want to agree with Eagle Republic, but I want to go just get a preview. I think we can look forward. Tragedy has struck us again. So there'll be no more additions to the team. So that means we will not be looking forward to Amari Bell. We will not be seeing Jamal Lowe and we'll not be seeing Kevin Stewart. And I in particular with Kevin Stewart, I am a bit disappointed because I thought this was made very clear on coach's desk. Each time I would say to you that my sources indicated that his injury was of a concern. Devon, I'm a friend, but we can't tell you some things we want here. So, boy, it's a minor little thing, and I'm going to be back next week. And the JFF and the club had to come to some dialogue, and the club would not release an injured player. And I think we'll see him in the October window. But what does that mean? We are having the 8 English-based players that we see here with 3 additions. That's what it is going to look like on Sunday. We heard it on coach's desk. I trust there are no Panamanians in the house. You understand? At this time, we will not be welcoming our friends from across the Caribbean Sea. So I think the 3 additions would be
repeat that for emphasis.
That we'll be seeing the 8 players who have been training and 3 addition players starting. So Taxi Lawrence on the left, Anthony Grant at CDM, and Andre Blake in goal. That will be the 3 additional. This was not what was expected. It was expected to rest the team that went, all members of the team that went to Mexico, and have to use them if we wanted a substitution. But Murphy's Law has not been kind to Jamaica. If anything can go wrong, it will. I really question adding my friend Kevin Stewart, who we wish a continued recovery to the program. And I think Jordan Cousins should have been given a call up as the second CDM out of the UK, and we would not be in this spot of bother. So we're going to be asking a 34-year-old after 11-hour flight and 6-hour drive up and down to come again. But as him said to me, say right now him ready for him career done. The feeling that him feel when he put on the shirt, if him don't play another game of football, him all right. It's a different feeling himself when he put on that shirt to any other shirt he has put on in his life. And he was willing last night, but he respects fully the coach's decision to substitute him. But he said to me, he was willing to just drop dead on the field. That was it. And the passion. And I'm those people who question the passion of the UK players. I beg you, please don't do it again. Coach, if you find anybody do it, the man with the wrench, just delete them comment there, brother. Because when you hear all them, when you hear the commitment with which they speak, you say, yeah, my career could have finished last night in Mexico. Because it's like the shirt, the first shirt with meaning in put on. You understand? From Chelsea to Stevenage to Port Vale, Peterborough, Swindon, at the first shirt with meaning, right? And the truth is, his message to us is that if the team got 10 down, I need a man for going a goal. Just give him the gloves. He may be the goalkeeper. You understand? Anything for Jamaica national team. Shed a little tears on the video call, you know. Proud of my family, yeah. And if he's called upon, he will do the work in the CDM again, and we'll see how it goes. But I think that's what we can look forward to. The 8 players we saw today, training coach. You know what? It's deadly. And I saw them bonding and gelling, and the camaraderie was off the chain. But I want to talk about technique. Coach, I saw some first control that we have never seen in Jamaica. I mean, for a long time. And I look forward to Mr. Speed's coaching upgrade so that footballers can be developed the right way. Some shooting by Kemar Roof. You know, some half volley, some scissors volley in the ear. It's a great hour, coach. Great hour to watch. Respect to Daniel Johnson. Some things I can't speak, and I gave coach a video, and I respect Coach Paul Hall, who asked not to talk about certain things because a lot of deep tactical work was done today at the stadium. A lot of tactical work was done. And he said he asked, and I will respect him. He doesn't want the Panamanian to get any access to it. But I can tell you, if you're flying in from Panama, it don't look good for you. Don't look good for you. I beg you. I want to say to those who dare to say anything about Ethan Pinnock, just wow. Coach, he was impressive first touch for a big man. His first touch is immaculate. And the way he measures his passes and weighs his passes is immaculate there. But the standout for me was certainly Kemar Roof and Ravel Morris seems to be relishing his role amongst these guys. Technically sound, lots of good first touch, lots of range of passing by Ravel. And, you know, those really stood out. But everybody in terms of training and what they showed out, I don't think anybody was less than an 8. Believe you me, but Kemar Roof looked like a 10, brother. Mikel Antonio, I'd say a 9. Don't know if it's because Kemar is more rested than him, having only played one full game, but Ball look sharp, very sharp. And I want to commend Coach Paul Hall. A lot of meticulous technical work he was carrying on with, So we can look forward to these 8 players starting. Everybody ended the session warmed down without injury. And they were too tired to talk because he really put them through their paces. Big up the other staff was there. Big up to Amal Knight, who was the goalkeeper that worked out with the man them. Big up Amal Knight. Good to see you coming on. I take it that finger now is healed, and that was good. So that's the preview, people. The 8 are here.
Hold on, Qatar. We have a caller from Miami. Colin, go ahead.
Yes, greetings in the mighty name of Jesus Christ who makes this all possible. I have been listening to your program for a very long time since you started athletics. And in the football right now, because we don't call it soccer. In the football fraternity right now, the commitment of these players from England shows that we are going places. Last night was a blow on a mistake, but I mean, we have the right to correct that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to speak with love in Jamaica right now. Don't give up. We are being publicized in the wrong way. As they hear like something go on, they start come down on us. And the world is afraid of Jamaica right now. And the soccer and the football fraternity. Because the power that we have. It's just one little simple misunderstanding. The head of the street have to be clean and know what they want. We don't want nobody coming at this just to their pocket. We want the country just like 1998. World Cup. That's what we want it. So me just ask Jamaica, stop curse the foreign players. Let's get together on the battlefield and we are battle because some believe in chariot, but we believe in our players right now. God will bless them. We are going to World Cup. Let me tell you that we're going to World Cup. And we start with the captain, who is the goalkeeper. One blunder we see met last night. And we know Cataract. I talk to you right now. The trend that you answer, keep it as it is. Because at the end of this qualifying group, you're going to say, I told you. And I am going to say, I remind you, Jamaica got World Cup. You understand? Jamaica is going to the World Cup. Take it, say, I, Brother Colin, Father German, tell him that in the name of Jesus Christ, we going to World Cup. We are getting battered from all boats. People tell bad things about Jamaica. Me, at Jamaica, me born and grow, I come a foreign and a big man. All right, sir?
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Brother Colin.
Jamaica to be patient, confident, trust in the players them, and ask God to lead them in the right way.
Yes.
Because no segregation not gonna happen here.
True.
No segregation. Jamaica, the country of Jamaica. I don't care what is going on right now. The pandemic, we're sorry, so we can't go full up the stadium.
Tell you.
But we are marching on and nothing gonna stop us. Nothing. The commitment of the foreign based players them right now. May I listen to Jamaica yesterday in a training, I'm gonna comment here. Yeah, man, I comment here. So I just have to say to you, coach.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you, man.
Good job. Yes, good job. And keep it up.
All right, brother.
Reggae Boyz, Jamaica, me set.
All right, brother Colin. We agree with you, man. We agree with you. Them are going World Cup, man. Big up yourself.
Yeah.
All right.
So coach, it looked like I have converted Brother Colin to Leeds United. He said, marching on together.
Look
And you
at
know
the
that's
man, we have a call coming in.
the anthem from Leeds. You want to go about call of jump to the next part, right?
Coach, what you want?
Alex, big up yourself. Welcome.
Cataract, I owe you a deep, sincere apology. I owe you a deep, sincere apology, Cataract. You cannot confirm about this Anthony Gang player. I owe you an apology. This guy is a real maestro. You know, I owe you an apology, Cataract, and I'm sorry that I said Anthony Gang. He didn't perform properly, but he did come up to par and he did perform properly, and I have to give him blood for that. But I'm saying though, Cataract, and the work you do behind the scenes is a very, very, very good work. For going to the stadium today wasn't easy because more than one people traveling in the stadium today, but you get in and I love the work that you do, getting these players in line and you try to interact with the players, and I really love it. But as I can say though, from the game last night, coach, I know people out there in all the channels meeting me, so I don't know what we are talking about football, and then something there, and we don't know what we are talking about. The coach probably give them an instruction to go out there, coach, and then probably make a mistake. We lost the game, yeah, right. But others against us who wasn't gonna win, you know, and they never go out there embarrass themselves abnormously, and everybody else draw except we. So basically everybody at 1 point above it. But this Panama game is gonna be eye opener. I can tell a lot of people that, and it is going to be an eye-opener, coach, and I'm looking forward to see it, and I'm looking forward to see the great Rupert in the backline play, and Leon Moore and West Harding, and I'm hoping to see Ravel, aka Lord Ravel, and Bobby Reed. You know, I'm willing to see these players, and I know they're going to perform. I watched Panama play last night. Their backline is not good, and they don't got a good forward up top. The only players that got up top, they play up top is the Blackburn player, which is good in here, but hopefully the great Rupert can handle him. I know, and I'm just looking forward to Sunday. You know, coach. I'm not a top out as yet, and I'm not top out not as yet, but I'm watching the team, and I hope Paul Hall. You know, I want to listen to Paul Hall, and Paul Hall teach and take him on their shoulders and teach him, because Paul Hall probably have more experience in coaching overseas. So, you know. I'm just looking forward to Sunday, coach.
All right, Alex.
Sunday, that's all I'm looking for.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Alex.
Coach, I respect Alex, but I don't know that it's Alex that is speaking, because as Denzel Hall said, I was clear. If Anthony Grant performed, we would not see Alex or hear from him from the balance of 2021. Do you recall that, coach? But I will respect Alex for coming. Hold on, Alex, respect the funeral of Alex, and I will see you in January window. January 1. However,
the transfer window closed.
The transfer window is closed now, Alex. Remember, say me I go watch all the channel them. Anyway, I see them, I turn up and tell them, yo, Joe was Alex. As a way you can't again, coach, you put them in isolation. Yeah, he has a virtual COVID until December 31.
You have a good memory. You have a good memory, Cataract.
Yeah, that Alex.
I recall that.
Right, coach. I want to say a couple more things, and then we'll make the
Alex, big up yourself.
See you in January 22. Yeah, man. Big up. By that time, Jamaica will be top of the thing there. The caller, that's one of the coach. Listen, there's a lot of lessons to be learned. The first is that we need players who want to represent Jamaica. It's a difference between a player, you can see it, you saw it in Grant last night, who is his dream and his heart to represent Jamaica. And that's why I'm calling on the JFF. Please take up the phone and call Kyle Walker-Peters. A long time the man had look it out the grass. We need a right back.
Go ahead.
We need the right back.
Top nice, coach. Top nice, coach. Keep talking, Cataract. This is impassionate stuff. Go ahead, sir.
And I am committing to coach's desk as Reggae Boyz commentary, I am going to deliver a right back to the country. Deliver. Because we see the problem, but you know what hurt, coach, is that we have known this since I come and coach this in March, April. We know this CDM right back. And it beat we. It knocked we out of the Gold Cup and it beat we in the first match. We'll fix it. So we're not here to talk about the problem, we're here to talk about the solution. Somebody asked about Amari Bell, Jamal Lowe, and Kevin Stewart. They will not be here on Sunday. That's the sad fact. Right? They'll not be here on Sunday. Jamal due to a transfer, Kevin due to injury, and Amari Bell, there was a hectic someone trying to buy Amari Bell, I think, from the Prem on the last day, deadline day, so he couldn't make it. But the deal didn't go through. It fell through in the last. But the club was trying to log on to Amari Bell. Coach, I want to big up all the Chelsea fans. I've said it before, and you have heard me say it here. Richard, you have heard me say it. The Chelsea Academy and the players it develops get a sound grounding in the rudiments of football. Its strategy, their technique is impeccable. Their football IQ is well. So big up all the Chelsea fans. And one of the reasons why I say we'll be confident, you have to look at the pedigree of a player, where a player is coming from. Where was he or she developed? And I'm saying to Jamaica, when we see players develop at Chelsea's academy,
and Ravel Morrison, Manchester United, just have to plug that in.
I'm being serious. Good. Me not plug. Man U academy not reach the levels. A whole heap of Man U players are struggling and non-league and them something there. Chelsea and Arsenal, two academies that really produce. Leicester City, West Ham, you don't find those players below the championship. But Chelsea, so what persons neglected about Grant, and I'm going to say this, is that he has been a professional footballer with a contract from age 7. He left Chelsea at age 21. And you don't spend 14 years in the Premiership and 12 years between League 1 and League 2, and then you call the man a Bush League baller. He spent less time in the Bush Leagues and more time in the Prem, but his development is solid. What I saw, and I'm hoping to see the same from Kevin Stewart when he joins, is a CDM that understands. And I hope those who are scholars of football will look and see. You don't have to run down and kick down, no man. You have to clog up the middle. And what I saw, and I don't know if it was clear, the way that Grant was cutting out the passing lanes for the Mexicans. Come in, Sir Richard. Come here, talk now.
Greetings, Cataract. Greetings, CD.
Hold on, Richard. We have a caller that has been holding for quite some time. Caller, go ahead.
Yes, coach.
Yeah, man. You're live.
Yeah, man. Good night. Cataract. Pick up yourself, man. You understand the message, Virgin? Yeah. I mean, you should be a part of the JFS. You understand? Services that you're providing is valuable. So I don't know if they're paying you, but you should be paid.
Yeah, man. I'm listening, man.
Yeah, man. So what I wanted to ask Cataract, is this core player, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many games are they going to be available to play? You understand? How good is the coach at rotating players? Forget a win. You understand? So I mean, that's just my main question I had to ask. You understand? The players that's going to play on Sunday, solid team, but when they're not available, what is going to happen? How are we going to progress?
That's a solid question. You want to hang up on and we answer the question?
So I'm going to come off the line and then listen to it for the answer.
All right, cool. So Richard, I'm going to. You want me to answer question first, or you want to go ahead? Go ahead,
No,
Richard. You have been here long enough. I really remember the question because it's a brilliant question.
Well, greetings, panelists, and give thanks to our viewers and subscribers. I don't know if I could have watched that game live. I woke up at 5:30 a.m. English time, and the game had just done. I listened to the post-game reaction to Mexico versus Jamaica, and I'll tell you straight, just lay my cards on the table before we talk into that very good question. When I saw Mexico 2, Jamaica 1, Mexico 2, first thing that came across my mind was, wow, close, creditable, maybe unlucky. Let's see how the game panned out. We'll talk about how the game panned out. I am of the opinion that we don't need to panic. We may, as this caller has alluded to, CD, have a situation of compare and contrast. Comparing and contrasting. We played that game in the Azteca against the hungry, young, fairly new Mexican outfit that were determined under their manager to win, to get off to a strong start. The game panned out in such a way where, in a nutshell, I thought that Mexico deserved to win the game. Jamaica had one shot on target, but what a shot it was. Tonight, I'm going to be listening out for one thing in particular, one area in particular, and Cataract has alluded to the man of the moment who stood firm, wore that shirt with pride, and Cataract, I'll tell you now, you brought almost a tear to my eye. Your passionate, impassioned description of Mr. Grant and the Reggae Boyz. I salute you, sir. I salute your passion behind the scenes and in front of the camera. I salute. We're going to get into that. Respect, sir. We're going to get into the meat of the matter. For me, is the midfield area. I found it fascinating. I've been picking up on the names, as I said when I first joined your good selves. The names, the runners and the riders, and the midfield area is an interesting area, but we're not going to give away too much at this juncture. Good evening, Kronk. Blessed. CD, I'm going to hand over to you, sir, because that question the gentleman asked was very interesting, and let's all get aboard. We're going to go as far as we can. It's game at a time, but let's get into the meat of the matter. Over to you, CD.
Yeah, man. Respect, Richard. Respect to Cranky for joining. As usual, Cataract is here. So, in my estimation, very good team, but the matter of the countries being red listed will have an impact on how the rotation of the team is. Also, if we have 3 games in 7 days, it will be ludicrous and asinine to play all the players, like a field 111 for all 3 games to start every time. You know what I mean? So I do believe that the matter of rotation is going to be critical. How that is going to be done, it is also going to be done on the fact that some countries are going to be red listed. Now, will we use the same team that was in Mexico? I'm not certain, because for every round, you should be able to make adjustment to your team. And we believe that with players gotta be showing up, and some players, you mean like those 3 gentlemen that are not going to reach, they could be also impactful in it going forward. So, I mean, we're going to see how this one pans out. I definitely believe that that's why I believe it's a very good question, critical question, because if we don't man management, I don't know why me, yeah? If we don't man management or man manage, it's going to be very critical for us going forward. Players can't be traveling and playing 3 games in 7 days. You have to have players in the pool that would occupy these sort of position. In other words, I'm saying rotation is going to be critical. And it's not only rotation, Richard, and the person who asked the question, but it has to do with how we put the pieces together, how we move the knight, how we move the rook, how we move the bishop along the diagonals. You understand? So definitely, I do believe it's going to be important. And game by game, I think things can get better for us. Let us look past that 2-1 loss. It's a shocking loss because we were in a spot where we could have gotten that 1 point. But let's move past that because the positive wave is going to take over come Sunday. I believe so. Crank you. What say you?
So should we talk about the game or the future?
Let's talk Reggae Boyz. Whatever thing you want to talk about. It's Reggae Boyz.
So I just actually watched the game again, actually. I recorded the game because when you're watching the game, you're emotive, you're in the game, you don't watch all the strategy within the game, what's happening around the game. So I had the chance to watch the game again. I found it interesting. I think coaches can win your game and coaches can lose your games. Not sure what transpired last night, whether the coach lost or won the game, but I can tell you that when you look at the game, Mexico was extremely well organized, extremely well situated, and we were not. And part of the reason is probably we haven't had the time that they've had as a team to coalesce, work together, get to understand how each other play, get to understand the strategy they want to employ. If you look at the game, for example, when they press like how Man City press sometimes. Like that. They're in your face. When anyone press you as they press, there's always openings, right? But the openings right behind the players who are pressing up front, or the openings behind the players who are at the halfway line because they bring the entire team up. So it's really interesting trying to analyze the game and analyze what transpired within the game. I thought we were resilient. I thought we played with a lot of guts, a lot of fight. But as I've said numerous times, there is no compensating for quality. And if you don't have the requisite quality, most often than not, you're not going to be successful or as successful as you want to be. No matter how much fight you have and determination you have, you may not be successful. And I think when you only have 27% possession, it's very difficult to win with 27% possession. And that was very apparent in the game yesterday. I thought Mexico, as Richard said, Mexico deserved to win the game. The second goal they missed was ridiculous. The kid cut the ball back, played all you have to do is tap the ball in the goal. He hit the upright with it. They should have scored more than one goal. But we had a chance in the last part of the game to try to solidify the game, close it down, walk away with a point, and that didn't transpire. And I heard some people talk about who played well from who didn't play well. I think I'm not sure how Opta get its stats. I'm not sure what they're looking at, how they do the evaluation, the criteria they use, but sometimes they're way off. So there's nothing like the eye test.
The eye test.
There's nothing like the eye test. I mean, you can quote all the stats you want to quote. You can look at the stats you want to look at, but there's nothing like the eye test about who's what position and who's running off the ball, who is pointing fingers for people to run and they're not running, just standing up for half the game in a spot, frankly. Who's not pressing collectively or pressing by themselves like mad people.
Point of order.
Yeah.
Point of order. Crunk, I listened to your feedback, post-match reaction. 90% of what you said, I thoroughly agreed with. Let me just add one thing. May I say how impressed I am with how you are describing the game? Can we just confirm, are we in the business tonight of pointing fingers and naming names? If we name names, will it be seen as negative, neutral, or constructive? You have been speaking about this game, sir, and I salute everything you've been saying. You've not named a name, you've mentioned positions, you've described events, and I salute you, sir. Beautifully diplomatic. But again, I just want clarity. Are we at liberty, are phoners and subscribers and viewers on the panel at liberty to mention positions, individuals, particularly this year? What's the score on that? Beautiful. You're doing beautiful.
Look, when you, as I said, if you don't look, it's not your fault you don't have certain qualities. It's just not your fault. Don't blame the player because he hasn't gotten to the level that he needs to get to compete at that level. Especially when he played his heart out. I don't think everybody played their heart out on the field. I don't think so. Most players did. Some players were walking. They just got on the field, for Christ's sake. They're walking. And you're like, why are you walking? You should be out there running until you can't run anymore. Some players were tired because they worked their socks off, right? But I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not into the naming and blaming and shaming. What is very obvious, and when we first started this program, I first came on, we had this whole dispute about local versus foreign, about local versus British. And in hindsight, you sit back and say, well, it's very obvious now that there's nothing to compensate for quality. You have to have the right quality. And we don't have all the quality we need in Jamaica. We have some locally, but you got to supplement that with quality that may not have been born in Jamaica, but is Jamaican. We're all Jamaicans and can assist the program in moving forward. So I'm not into the blaming and shaming. There are obvious names and people can see for themselves. The coach has to look within himself also when he makes certain decisions, but why he made those decisions. And did he set his team up for success? Or did his decisions that he made and changes that he made created a negative situation that occurred? So I don't want to dominate the comment, but I'm just going to say I was pleased with the effort, frankly, for most of the players. I do think some players have to look into themselves and say, you know what? Whether it's the Aztec or not, or whether it's above sea level or not, and where it is, did I run till I can't run anymore? Especially when I'm a change later on in the game, that doesn't make sense to me.
All right, we have a call of Sheldon here online from Jamaica. Sheldon, go ahead.
Yeah, good day, panelists.
Good night, sir.
The game last night, right? I didn't watch it last night, I think I watched half of it, but I watched the full match today. And Tapa lost the game. I mean, as a coach, you have to know how to get points from other teams that is better than you. Because if you watch the game last night, we would have realized that Mexico got a lot of chances, but they didn't put them away. And you go down 1-0, you got back a goal, you have to kill off the game from there. You better get a 1 point more than you get none. Because even when he took off Anthony Grant.
Line breaking up.
Yeah, who will replace? Who will replace somebody in this? Because when I look at the substitute, there were no limit. There were no defenders. So I wouldn't take him off,
But caller,
put on somebody.
Caller,
right there,
is it a case?
With him right there, right near the middle.
Caller, is it a case where the coach actually made the changes based on who he had? You heard me?
Ask him again.
No, can you repeat that?
I'm saying, could it be a case where I'm hearing a feedback?
Yeah, I'm not hearing you. You're breaking up.
All right, I'm saying, is it a case where the coach made the changes because of the personnel that he had?
Yes, when I look at the substitute, I realized that there was nobody to replace that. So I think he made them because of but that was the substitute that was at his disposal. But I mean, come on. You're in Mexico, right? You're playing for a point. 83 minutes, 85 minutes, you kill off the game, man. You have to know how to get a point. And then I think you just drop the ball there.
Okay.
But I think, I like how Kanki has been critical in his comment. So to get that, right? And I think there is hope. They can. There's the positive from the game, right? Even though we didn't play well, some people lost. I think, but we the people that is the coach disposal. I know, even though he makes some mistakes, but that's it. But I think they can go through. They can make it to the World Cup. There's no doubt about that. Based on the other players that is available to him, he can really pull it off. But he just have to be more critical in his approach to the games.
All right.
Know what he wants. If you want 3 points from a game, you have to know what he wants. If you want a point from a game, you have to set up his team for that.
All right. Thanks much, Carla, for that one.
So coach.
Mystical, I would overload Abbas Powell's side. And I think the second half, Mexico did something like that, and that's where the second goal come from.
So,
all right, Carla, thank you.
I want to respond to the call. I want to respond to Stan. Just give my own sort of different assessment of it and be a bit true. And I hope we can get to a point where we can do some player review. Because we have to, in England, after every match, there is a review of the players, 1 to 10, every game. And it's not a friend thing. We just have to be real. And I'd love to hear the different perspectives on it. And then I'm going to ask for a big favor from the whole of the man in my coach's desk, the comment section, and see who real from who not real. So, coach, my assessment of this is, it is clear that Mexico did their homework. They jumped out of the blocks on Jamaica, and it is clear that they were listening to Mr. Speed, that we had an old man at CDM, and in the first 5 minutes, the entire attacks came down the middle of the field. They attacked Anthony Grant, and he won about 3 fouls and 2 battles in the first 5 minutes. And then the Mexicans said, whoa, and they adopted quickly. After that, they pounded Alvis Powell. It's like, I don't know if he went to Mexico and troubled somebody, girl, but they come for him. But I think more that they have assessed that he's carrying an injury, a niggle or a knock or something from the Gold Cup, and they tried him out. And they found joy on our right side. And so they kept coming. I'm going to quote the judge. He said, fam, it was like World War II, the Battle of Normandy. It was wave after wave after wave. When you think you deal with one attack, a next one come. And a next boat land. He said, I've never experienced anything like this. It just kept coming and coming. Coach, you know what 27 shots in 90 minutes means? That means every 3 minutes, the Mexicans got off a shot in our 18, got off a shot in our third. Every 3 minutes. And I look back at it, I just look a little bit, I rewatched the game. I think snippets of the game, sorry. The highlights. And I really looked at that comparison to the Battle of Normandy. Those who study history remember the British just coming on the bay, and Dunkirk. I think that was the place, Dunkirk, and they just kept coming, and eventually they overran the Nazis, and we held out. And I think whatever game plan that we came with went out of the window. The Mexicans also had another game plan. They were going to kick Alvis Powell out of the game. And I saw a karate kick equivalent to Jackie Chan, and Bruce Lee would be proud of that karate kick. And I asked, how was that not a red card? I saw Damian Lowe being subjected to a scissors kick, a leg break. I don't know if anybody saw that, which was punished with a paltry yellow card. And I'm asking, why is there no VAR? So I think our game plan went out of the window, and we were just we were in survival mode. And it was every man for himself, and man were fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. And there were a couple of players missing
In action.
in action.
My Lord.
And I am, coach, going to be clear. Romario Williams, ¿dónde está usted? Where the backside were you?
Easy, my dread.
When Shamar Nicholson and Corey Burke were looking for an outlet, you were nowhere to be found. When Anthony Grant managed on occasion to win the ball, you were nowhere to be found to receive it. So neither forward or back. You named it. Problem number one. Norman Campbell.
Cataract, while you take a pause to catch a breath, I'm gonna take a call.
So need to catch a breath, but me want address it, but I'm gonna yield to the call now, but I'm gonna beg a run.
Yeah, man, you come back. Hold on, caller. You come back, Cataract. Just pause this one. Why you catch a breath? Because you're onto something. Go ahead, caller. Welcome.
Yeah, good night. Coaches next. Yeah, to speak on Cataract, point. At the other night, me and him and military goon, I did a talk about this. I am Temar Speed. King Speed, you know me.
Okay.
But, as I said, Shamar Nicholson, this kid here, trust me, we see the potential we have, and we see what can go on. This youth, him never getting an outlet. At the game, at the middle of the pitch, when they remove the number 6, the holding midfielder there, that's where Tapa lose the game. That's where Tapa lose the game. And Albert Paul get that Albert Paul side up on the right hand side at the right back. That's where, again, where only Fisher come in. That's where we lost. And my thing is this, I feel like at that point, Kim should have just play for the point right there. So, let them take one, then lose none. Then don't have none. So, may I say?
Yeah, man.
So, but that's what I say, right? That's a Tapa blunder. Tapa blunder. I don't care what nobody wants about old man in the midfield. The number 6, he did a great job. He did a great job in midfield. He might not agile like the rest of them, but he did a great job in midfield, sitting in there in front of the back line.
All right, caller. Big up yourself, man. Thanks for calling.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
Respect.
So, coach, I gotta give it a little run. And I'm going to wrap up because I know Stan wasn't also finished, and I'm going to let Stan finish because I think two different people can see the game from different perspectives. I think Stan was a bit things. El Padrino, I can just take from it. Number 7 for us, Norman Campbell, was shocking. He was the problem for the first goal, all his fault. Coach, this is where I begin now. If you remember when I was saying about the possible starting level, I said not to tinker too much with the team that played from Costa Rica and bring a lot of players in who just bring in what was necessary. And I thought that Norman Campbell is a step down from Blair Turgott. It's a step down. I'm flabbergasted. Not one cross. Not one. And the truth is, he had a particularly easy night because they were not coming down his side because they found Taxi to be dealing with the defensive headers. Although he gave a lot for corners, but Taxi was really dealing with the thing. And coach, you can tell us what you saw. 9 passes, and you are an attacker. 9 passes, 7 accurate passes for 90 minutes, nearly. That's a pass every 10 minutes if he came off in the 78th minute. One pass, one accurate pass every 10 minutes. Ground duels, what
Qatar, he did not make any pass.
No, I'm just looking accurate passes, man. Look on the touches. He had 18 touches in the game.
18 touches. Okay.
Right.
7 out of 9, 78%.
7 out of 9. But no, but the number is shocking. If you have only made 7 passes and he played for how many minutes? 62. Okay. So let's round it up and call. 1 pass every 10 minutes.
So he was out of the game.
Ground duels, you only won 2 on the wing. And he lost possession 6 times. Tackles, 1 tackle. Dribbles, only 1 successful dribble out of 3. These are not stats, coach. Some there. And I hope we can bring up when we grade the players. We need to grade because we need to be real with ourselves as fans. I noticed the double name people missing. One, Owen, man. Had a lot of mouth. Anthony Grant is a light post. Anthony Grant wrestle people to the ground. Anthony Grant can't run. Anthony Grant is a red card waiting to happen in CONCACAF. These were all statements. And so, coach, after I call them finish, may I beg you, is a WhatsApp number, coach?
Yeah, man.
May I beg the people, the faithful fan, them, drop a 30-second or all of the thing, voice note to the judge from the real fans. And coach, I go forward them to me, and I go forward them to him. Just let him know we saw what he did. It's not easy, coach, for a man at 34 play his first game at altitude in his life.
For real.
And play in that wet, heavy underground.
For real.
You understand? No, look at Grant. 87 minutes. 11 out of 12 passes, 92%. Ravel will be proud of this. And coach, you remember we were telling that Grant is a high percentage accurate passer. Right? You recall? So some people said, don't look at the stats. Stan has gotten the eye test. And I really would like to hear Stan's eye test. And honestly, no lie. Made 1 key pass. He only used 1 long ball. So people who said that Grant is a long ball specialist, remember that, coach? He only know to kick up. Didn't have any shots. He didn't take part in the attack. I think he was playing to Tapper's instructions. He won 7 out of 8 ground duels. And coach, the one that he lost, if you recall that one that led to the free kick, that was bad refereeing because he was fouled. And he didn't take part in any aerial duels. He lost possession 3 times. That's there. He committed 1 foul. This is the man that they say is a wild man, coach, and waiting for a red card. Committed 1 foul. And he had 2 tackles, 2 interceptions. And those 2 interceptions were valuable because they came in the first 5 minutes when we were under the cosh. And 7.1. Which is funny enough, coach. If you remember when we did a review, I did a review on Simon. That's pretty much what he averages for Swindon. A 7.1. And I'm thankful for coach and Sofa score. We look for the thing. So who was the man of the match? According to Sofa score, Speedy Williams was 6.5. 90 minutes played. 71% passing, 15 out of 21. So Speedy got more passes to Speedy than to Grant. Right? I'd love to see Grant's touches again. In terms of whether it was Speedy. Let's go through Speedy. Let's go through Grant's touches. And Grant touched the ball 34 times or 24? 34. So they're working in tandem. I think Grant will help Speedy to develop. Really. Really. But but Norman Campbell there.
So coach. Coach, I hear all this hyperbole.
Got you.
Coach, I hear all this hyperbole, and I'm struggling. I'm telling you, I'm struggling. If you're playing football, let me just say it. If you're playing football and you have less than 30 touches in a game,
Cranky, let me steal a minute of your time.
Okay.
We have Mannins-man online. Go ahead, Mannins.
Mannins, greetings.
And all the discussers and the persons in the comment section and things.
Big up yourself.
Come on tonight.
Okay.
All right, but I think Cataract and all the persons who, I don't want to put myself in there, but Cataract and Mannins-man and all the other persons, you know, who really put in a lot of work to get Anthony Grant, because this started here, you know, long time ago, months ago, and he finally played. I mean, in very tough conditions. Many persons probably anticipated it failing, and he came through. And so first I want to comment Cataract, because you have to give credit where credit is due, and all the persons who brought this footballer to the fore, because if he was not available, imagine what would have gone to Mexico with. And it is his role that allowed us to believe that we're in the game up until the 89th minute. I have many positives for me, because I remember when I asked on a show recently, like, what is our expectation? And the sentiment was, most of us thought, like, well, Mexico is going to win, but we should not be embarrassed. So the fact that up to the 89th minute, we're in the game is something commendable. Now we got there and we lost 2 points. We lost 2 points. Or we lost 3 points. Right, and then people get upset, and we have to be very, balanced. At the end of the day, it is the first game. I think this is the third goal we're scoring in a World Cup qualifying Mexico. I think Hector Wright scored 1, Walter Boyd scored 1, and I think Shamar Nicholson, if memory served me right. So this is, in itself, it is historic that we were able to score from the only shot on target. All right? We didn't go with our best players, and that's another factor. And we can't be so hard. There are many players that we could criticize, but we have to also look at the fact that these players were called up, not expecting to be called up. That's just the truth. They only had like one light training session. So on what merit did the coach select the team? So sometimes when I consider all of those things, I just want to give them credit. They did not play well technically or I think tactically, but they gave hard. I would say for most of them, gave all that they had. There are a couple that we probably can question if they were putting in as much work. But this, I think, sets up, I think, for the game that they're going to play against Costa Rica. I think that game is the important game that we need not to lose and get a result. Having had the experience in Mexico, I'm hoping that they can learn that when you get to that point of the game, the management, I think many persons have said, and I think even you, coach, and I think I heard Cataract saying and Cranky, that how we manage, I always hear Coach Duke said this on the game, how you manage the moments. I think the last 5 minutes, that moment of the game wasn't managed in the best way it could have when we look back.
Yeah.
We are not there to know all the factors that influence the changes that the coach made. You understand me? We don't know the inner workings of those things. And so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that the goal was so unfortunate, the second goal, because it was the pass was deflected, that caused Lowe to stretch after it and wasn't able to get it. It is one of the only times, for example, Andre Blake didn't kick the ball long and he played it short and it ended up going out for a throw. So it's like a combination of things. It to be hard for us to pinpoint and blame anybody, except that we're disappointed. We hope to bounce back on Sunday and to get a result from Costa Rica, because everybody is just 3 points away or 1 point away from Jamaica. They've not gone too far yet.
Yeah, man, that's true.
So don't lose hope.
Yeah, man. Respect Mannins, man. Very thorough presentation there. Yeah, man.
So Cranky, you're going to make a point?
Yeah, Cranky was on the field. Sorry, Cranky.
While Cranky make the point, I'm going to ask if you can bring up Romario Williams, please.
You want him alone on the
No, along with Speedy and remove Norman Campbell because we don't know what happened already. But bring up the three people who should have been. Norman was in the midfield.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, there.
I
Sorry,
told you the midfield was a discussion for tonight. Go ahead, Crunk.
Cranky, your time. I'm gonna step away for a bit, gentlemen.
So when someone is supportive of something, it's hard to say something which doesn't align with their views because they don't receive it really well. That's people in general. So here's what you guys should think about. What is Mexico saying about its team this morning? If you want to know how you have done, think about what the other person is saying about how they have done. I haven't read the Mexican news. You know what it probably says? They were wasteful. They were extremely wasteful. Cataract said they were attacking down the middle, then they went back to us. No, they had a strategy. The strategy was to make the field as wide as possible. The strategy was to have us chasing. And what we did poorly was we didn't chase coordinated. We chased like we had no sense.
Chris.
So the forward would chase a player. What's his name? Who scored? He would chase a player by himself, for Christ's sake. And then he look around, he put his hands up like, where are my teammates around me? That's how we chase. We didn't chase in packs, like they hunted in packs. So when we get the ball, especially on the sideline, they use the sideline as a player, plus their players, and we had nowhere to go but kick the ball out of bounds or bomb the ball upfield. Blake, you know what we're playing? We call in Jamaica backs and forward. Blake kicked the ball long and he come back to us. We kicked the ball long and he come back to us. That was the entire game. So when we say that, we did exceptionally well, no player played great. Most players play with effort. No player played great. Here's where you judge that. First of all, you had 27% possession. That's first. Second, if your CDMs have less than 50 touches in a game, that's a problem. Both CDM touches in total didn't reach 50. That means your CDM touched the ball less than every 4 minutes in the game if they played over 80 minutes. You think about it. Your CDM, who's supposed to be starting the play, is touching the ball less than 4 minutes each interval in the game. That can't be good. There's nothing good about that. All you're doing then is defending. When you go play football and the coach says the forwards take the ball and go at the defense, that's what we had yesterday. So when we walk away and saying we're so sad, it's terrible, we played where the coach make us lose, go watch the game again. I just watched the game. I'm just telling you, go watch the game again. They total it. And it's the same pattern. Blake kick it long, either go out of bounds or it goes to their keeper, and then they start off and they build it up. And they spread us out. Spread us out wide. If we chase them, they switch the ball to the other side. Now, Taxi did a good job of marking his man. Burke run his socks off last night. He was helping Powell till he got tired. And in fact, he probably could have still played because he had the most energy on the field. Certain other players weren't playing. They were just there pointing, telling people to run, and they weren't running. Our two CDMs looked like they had heavy legs. So they couldn't cover a ton of space. So when they talk about how great Grant played, yes, Grant didn't lose the ball. And by the way, Cataract, I counted how many times he fell, 7 times in the first half. But he told me I didn't know what I was talking about. I counted 7 times in the first half he fell, by the way. It's not about criticizing any player.
Hold on.
The players played hard.
I just want to ask a question.
Yeah.
The 7 times he fell, he just fell by himself. Because I'm going
to about 4 times he got fouled.
Okay.
Right? But I'm just telling you, he fell. Like his cleats weren't what they're supposed to be because somebody falling, even when he got pushed. Look, they treat us like ragdoll. They were beating us up. We're the bigger people. We're getting hit in the back. We're getting stepped on. The kid who hit low should have gotten a red card. I don't know how he didn't get a red card. That makes no sense to me. What's his name? Got hit in the side. He was trying to go for a ball and he got clapped. We got beat up yesterday, and we didn't give dish out anything. Our CDM didn't dish out anything because you know what? We couldn't touch them. We couldn't get close enough to touch them. They could hit us because they're playing us close. So we play the ball long, so we're vulnerable because we're jumping. For the whole game, Richard, I'm telling you, I'm hearing all this thing we talk about and people getting upset about we lost. Yes, it's unfortunate we lost late in the game, but we weren't in the game. For most of the game, the ball was played long, the defender had the ball down, and he took that goal brilliantly. One time, no hesitation, in the back of the net, keeper had no chance. I thought the first goal, Blake should have done better. I didn't think Blake had a great game. Made some very good save, but the first goal should have been better. He dropped an easy cross that should have been scored by the first time below him. He wasn't exceptional. He was good. He wasn't exceptional. So let's be real when we talk about these things. Let's not just be parochial and say things that we feel good about. Yes, we felt good to Mexico. We lost 2-1. Yes, we played hard. And I heard Teddy Lee talking about it's not a quality issue. Teddy Lee, I'm not sure what you're watching in. Please don't say that. When you have 27% possession, it's quality. Look at any game you watch. And this is not tiki-taka football they were playing. If you have 27% possession, the other team is better than you. That's why you can't keep the ball. You can't have the ball because they're better than you. That's a fact. Go watch Barcelona play. Go watch Bayern against Barcelona and Bayern got better than them. Watch Real Madrid play. Watch Man City play. Watch Chelsea play. Watch my Arsenal play Man City 2 weeks ago. We had about 37% possession. Because they're better than us, we can't touch the ball. They're too good for you to touch the ball. And when you get it, they press you. So you struggle. That's what happened to us yesterday. When we got their press us, so we play long. And what we didn't do, which was very upsetting to me, was this. Spread your left right back out wide. Have Lowe and Mariappa also there close to the keeper. Let them compress you. Then they create space behind them. We didn't do that. We wave a ball forward, kick the ball to them, and then go back and defend. That makes no sense. So when you're defending, you're wasting energy. When you have the ball, you have energy. If you're just defending, your energy is being sapped. And the strategy we employed wasn't the right strategy. And so I watched the game again and I smiled saying to myself, I hear all these comments and I'm like, guys, please go watch the game again. Watch it with an objective eye. Watch it not as a fan, but as an person analyzing the game. And then we can have a discussion about what your perspective on terms of how we play.
Crunk.
So Crunk, I'm going to let Jermaine and then Coach and then Dre Anyweather come in. But I just want to say, Cranky, 400 people in the chat, 7 of us on the thing. We saw it one way. You are that guy.
I like not being the herd. I like not being part of the herd. Look, let me tell you something right. When you're part of the herd, be concerned sometimes. Let me just tell you that. When you're part of the herd, be concerned sometimes. Don't tell people what they want to hear. Tell them what you see.
Yeah, man.
Don't tell them what you want to hear. Go watch the game. I just watched it again.
We did that. Everybody watched the game on a TV, not on the AM radio.
Cataract.
People.
What is Cataract? 73% possession. Does that make any sense to you?
But that's what happened in the US game. It's the same.
No, it was 64 for the US, 36 for us, or 34 for us. There's about 10% difference. There's a big difference.
I'm gonna check that out. But I mean, we were still outpossessed. But Jermaine, come in and say something, and then Devon and then get the joy around.
Guys, good night again.
Player.
Good night again, guys.
Good night, Jermaine.
I'm gonna agree with some stuff, and I'm gonna disagree with some stuff that a lot of people said tonight. Based on tactically, I think the team played under full instruction except one guy last night. If you notice, we gave Mexico the win, the wings for sure, definitely. You just touch a point that Norman played in the middle of the park. He played under instruction. Every time Mexico received the ball, he tucks in and play narrow for them to go down the wing. I think Tapa thought he had a better chance for them to square balls in the box. You think he can deal with them that way more than letting them play balls through the midfield or come through us directly to the midfield and play through the channel. I think that was the game plan for last night, to let them have all the wings for themselves. Hence the Grant and Speedy that statistics in the middle of the park. You get me? Different from 5 minutes in the game when Mexico tried to come through the middle and everything was compact there. They couldn't get through the middle any at all last night. They had to take the wing for themselves. And I thought the team, that was just the instruction for the players fully last night. They diverted from that once last night, and that was immediately after the goal was scored. Immediately after the goal was scored, they tried to play an attacking style and go at Mexico, and we almost got punished for that. Clearly, Blake said to the team that was not what we were doing in the first half. You get me? So the game plan was always not to have the ball, not to let them come to the middle, send them down the line, let them square the ball over, but not a cutback on the 6 yard. And that is what I blame Powell for. When Powell go outside the wings to close down the ball, he goes halfway and stop, and that is enough space to dispatch a dangerous cross. You need to close down better than that. Other than Williams is the only guy I saw last night that did not play to instruction on the field. You get me? Because when the ball hit long, you have to be closer to your strikers to get that layoff pass. And that's all that I have to say.
Jermaine, I have a question. Did Williams play at all? You say he didn't play to instructions. I'm querying if you saw him play.
Well, I'm being nice.
Okay. Coach Devon, you are up next, but Coach, I just want to take a second and do my assessment because there's the eye test. Here's where some issues I saw coming up. The weakness in Norman Campbell. Just look at Anthony Grant's heat map and how close he had to play to the left. He played exclusively almost on the left-hand side of the CDM. And look how close he got to the byline, right? Almost taking up like a wing-back position ahead of Taxi. And look at Speedy and how he totally was not anywhere near the byline at any time during the game at all, assisting his wing-back. Yet, most of the attacks were coming down that side. But Speedy was not there to assist Alvas any at all. And the heat map don't lie. So that I'm seeing as part of the problem. I didn't see it, honestly, as watching so many things, and probably have to watch the match more than one time. But I see a big problem there where Speedy did not go across to the byline, did not run enough to the byline to help out his wingback because nothing showed up there. He was in and around between the 18-yard box and the center circle, between the 18-yard line and the center circle, and no assistance there to the right wingback, while Grant gave assistance to the left-hand side. You know, I am really trying to figure out Romario Williams. I'm really I'm just trying to figure out how that translates into a striker. And I think Jermaine, you were onto something, that his positioning was so bad, right? But Cranky, I just want to say one thing and let in Devon. I think one of the things you're reading with 24 and 29 touches for the CDM, two things. One, we almost played exclusively a long ball game over the top and bypassed the midfield for most of the game. We bypassed the midfield. That's one. And number two, and I'm going to really watch the game again, but something really irked me. Junior Fleming, I noticed about 3 times Anthony Grant was calling for the ball there as the CDM, and he, in fact, one of the times he turned and made just refused to pass the ball to Anthony Grant. I saw that, but I'm going to watch it again, and then I'm going to be even more critical because he chose some very difficult passes when the simple pass was right there. And I think if one thing that Grant showed is that you don't have to play a complicated game. You won't get a lot of praises, but we see in the praises, and I'm asking the callers, if you love how Anthony Grant plays, send a little voice note too, and we'll give the ball that energy to play all 3 games because it looked like we need him. I'm going to give him an energy and a strength, right? But I saw something there when thing come on. I'm going to look at it again. I don't know if Stan saw it in his second look over. Yeah. Coach Devon, your assessment.
I will come on. I have a call taken right now. I'll come on after.
Dre, any weather.
Good evening, gentlemen. Big up everybody in the comment section of the chat. Everybody, good night. Pleasure to be on the show as usual.
Respect, Drew.
So look like given the circumstances and everything that was against us, and the team that Coach Tapper put out there, I wasn't too confident in the team that I see out there. Two players in particularly, but we were expecting a heavy loss given the starting team that we see and the circumstances, like I said. But the boys went out there, did their best, almost almost carried it through to the end, but lapse in concentration by a couple players in particular let us down, and now we're sitting at the bottom of the table. But it's early stages. It's only the first round of games. There's 13 more to go. So I'm confident the team will turn it around with some better coaching adjustments. Not sure if Coach Tappa is the man for it for the long term, but I believe in the team. And come Sunday, we will turn it around. Anthony Grant, big up, real good on your debut for the country. You shut a lot of critics up. Some people still have on blinders, but we know the game that we watch and we see what we watch, and we believe in the team, and we see that the CDM was the area of need, and it looked like in the near future, he's the man for the job right now. Until Hayden or a Baker or somebody spectacular come in and um, take away the job from him. But right now, Grant's the man. So my assessment, Corey also was my second player of the game because I see where he was playing out of position, having to cover for Alvas on numerous occasions. He was even shielding ball in the box for a goal kick from a defender that got by Alvas. So we see where there were um, occasions where he was being roughhoused on the ball. So he put in a good shift. Shouldn't have. I believe that he should have played the full 90, but Coach Tapper must know what he's doing. But that substitution when Grant came off the field, that was the final nail in the coffin. And I think that substitution definitely cost us 3 points. But let's look forward to Panama come. And we see Antonia, Roof, rest of the man them. Three more added from this game to that team that's in Jamaica practicing. And Paul Hall right now going through drills and all that. And I'm confident that we come out with 3 points Sunday.
Respect.
Great. Before we go any further, we have
Before
another
cause?
caller online.
Oh, a caller.
Yeah, man. Caller from Massachusetts. Go ahead.
Hello, good night. How you doing?
Not too bad. You?
Yeah, big up the entire panel.
Yeah, man.
Big up all the people in the comment section as well. Because we're having a field day over there. But anyway, let me get right to the topic.
Go ahead.
Without confidence, you're twice defeated in the race of life. But with confidence, you have won before you even started.
Mm-hmm.
Words of Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
Philosophical.
The team we have won the game easily last night. Easily. Hands down. And we know that. Why I can say that is because the formation was an extreme defeat to the team. The formation we played, I have the TV right now in freeze frame because I spotted from the 20th minute of the game. We have a 5-4-1 formation without the ball, right? Look at the formation, 5-4-1 formation without the ball. Mexico playing in attack. Mexico is playing 4-4-2 defense in attack. Take a look at your screen and you'll see for yourself. Mexico played 4-4-2 defenders in attack. He went out on screen playing a so-called 4-4-2 formation in attack, which we did not play. Okay, halftime came. We changed a little bit in the attacking aspect, I requested personally from between me and my wife, we were talking about it. My wife is a soccer fan as well. Between me and my wife, we were talking about it, and my wife said, "Why aren't they playing a 3-4-3 formation and go there and win the game? Why are they playing such a defensive formation and the game just started?" I'm like, it seemed like they're playing to either lose or playing to draw the game. We were extremely disappointed because we saw what took place after Mexico scored the goal. The guys had the heart out there on the field, and they went and did the job and scored in an attack, in a complete attack towards the Mexico goal. After they scored, they went back to a 5-4-1 formation. Under the instruction of the coach, who instructed them to play that formation. Mexico came back and keep countering and peppering the goal because we don't show any form of attack in terms of just when we were down 1 goal. If you guys want, rewatch the match, stop, check it out, look at the formations we're playing. It's defeating the purpose. We have a great team. What are we going to do? 5-4-1 and put Antonio alone up front? That doesn't make sense. Antonio is 30 years old. He's not 22. He can't run all that, for the entire game or whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yes, man. We're listening to you. Making some good points
here. So therefore, you find all these teams, Mariappa, extremely good in the back, as what we can see for Watford, right? And when he was at Watford or whatever, he's extremely good. He can control the ball properly. He can pass the ball wide into wide, and he can pass the ball wide into Albert Powell wide. He have extreme ball control. He can do that because we have seen him done it in the Premier League. Kemar Lawrence is an overlapping. I watched him with my own eyes play continuously for New York Red Bulls. He's an overlapping guy. He can overlap. So here comes Alvis Powell on the next side, overlapping as well and coming back into the 3-4-3 formation and play Shamar Nicholson, Corey Burke, and someone else from the midfield who or someone else to drop in that other third position, and then you can have a total attack. Now those wingbacks would completely defeat Mexico's purpose because they'd have an opposing wingback immediately in their face. So that's how I see it. That's how I see the formation work out. Unfortunately, I don't know if there's any other Chelsea fan aboard, but that's how we do it at Chelsea on the Tuchel, on the Avram Grant. This is how we have done it. We have done it under a lot of coaches, and it's successful, and that's what all these modern coaches are doing. The last time I saw a 4-4-2 formation was under Carl Brown, and that's years ago. That no one plays 4-4-2 like that no more, unless you're going for a draw, a defeat, or a 5-4-1, and you're not down a player. You're not down a player, and you're playing 5-4-1 formation. Ain't gonna cut it. It doesn't matter if you have Lionel Messi up front. Not gonna cut it. Doesn't matter because what? You're gonna constantly on the attack. And you guys continue doing the good work, and I'm keeping watching and hoping that some magical powers change this formation. This ain't gonna work. I don't know if it's the mentality of the coach or what, or if the coach don't have any other formations to use, or does he need some help? Does he need some assistance? I don't know. So I'm gonna continue listening to you guys. And as a matter of fact, what do you guys think about the formation I just suggested?
All right, you can hang up and they answer the question, caller. Thank you very much for calling.
Thank you for calling, caller. But I have to strongly disagree with the comments that was just made. Mexico is begging for us to do something like that in that game last night. for them to tear us apart with the players that we have there. If we ever think about doing that last night and trying to play them head to head, we would be annihilated last night. And no question asking, coach. The players that we had last night in the middle of the park, not talking about the CDM, but the out on the left side and in the number 10 role, we could not done that. We should have controlled the ball, have a little bit more possession than that, but we can't play them. We couldn't play them. This team last night, you cannot go to Mexico and play them like that. That would have made no sense. You get me? That would make no sense last night. If we do that, first thing first, you talk about the back three. Who we have last night for play a back three like that? No one. That makes no sense, man. We can't compare the English Premier League and the English Premier League players and the style of play with this Jamaica team right now. You see, if we have the man them who left for Jamaica last night, you can talk something about a back three. But last night, the players them that we had at our disposal last night, we can't talk about a back three and the structure of the team last night. For me, and this is just my opinion, defensive wise and the structure, the players played exactly to the instruction what the coach wanted from them last night. And this is just what my eyes is telling me. You get me? As soon as Mexico pick up the ball, have the ball in a safe position, and start with their center back, Norman tucks inside, right? And allow the players to go down the wing. And then they go there and try to double team for the wingers them. So Jay, you were mentioning that what's his name? Burke play out of position. He played his role last night. He played his role. He had to. He got instruction to help out Alvarez Powell every single time they come down the wing. That was his instruction. You get me? Help him out every single time Mexico go down. They need to double team them outside there. That's the instruction that the players got to play with last night. I'm telling you, that's just the instruction.
So Coach Devon, it was your time around, you know. The man them say I pay a bill, but the way me see a smile, it must be side chick call. Coach, the side chick call, the man get a different smile, you know. When a bill pay time, a man have a frown on them face.
I was attending court.
You're attending court.
So, you know,
maybe it's only you will understand that.
The honorable judge.
I get it right on, man.
Cranky will get that too, and maybe coach.
Yeah, man.
Coach, when you think I want to address one thing, Coach Devon. Did you see that ball? And I blame the second goal really lay at the foot of Flemings. He got a pass, and instead of carrying the ball to the corner flag and try to run down some time off the clock, he did the usual selfish thing. And I want to tell him if you assessed it the same way, where he went and blasted some wasteful attempt that was on target.
As I always tell my players, 80% of football is played here. 20% of football it plays with the limbs, the necessary tools that you get to carry out the game. If you don't have a sense of football and a football brain, then you're gonna struggle in the field, especially when you start getting tired and winded. In a place like the Azteca Stadium, everything went out that the coach might instruct you to do. Now, when I looked at the game last night, I think we did okay. I think, honestly, we did okay. Watching back the highlights and the barrage of attack that we come under, we did good to get out of Mexico with a 2-1 defeat. One thing I must say is that if I am coaching a game of that magnitude, and in the 86 minutes, I can get out of Dodge with a point. My grandfather always say, what's not broken, don't fix it. That wasn't a fix because we couldn't win that game last night, but we could have gotten a 1-1 draw coming out of Mexico, and then Tapa will look like a hero going into Mexico for the second time and get a point out from that 0-0 draw back in, when was it, 2012, thereabout. But it seems like the game last night surpassed him in tactical prowess, because the two last changes wasn't injury or tactical. Now, if you have a young defender, if you're going to beef up on your defense, first thing first, I'm not taking out my organizer, the person who have been organizing the game right through and through, because several times you can see he gesticulating to players where to go, where to pass the ball. He communicates with his backline to see that he's in the right position, and if the backline like what he's doing. Those are the things that we have been missing over the years. Now we get somebody who understands the game, who has played a lot of football. This kid made his debut at 17 under a coach called Marino. He learns from Claude Makalele, Michael Essien, and company. Frankie Lampard. So he has seen a lot of football and understand football. If you looked at, he wasn't running all over the place like he's crazy. He runs when it's necessary. Pirlo says the players in North America runs too much. They think they can outdo the ball, and he runs when necessary. If it's not necessary, you don't need to run. You just need to put yourself into position to aid your team, to get the ball. And you cannot bypass your midfielder. Whatever you do, you never, a car cannot run without an engine. If you take the engine out, you have to push it over the hill, physically. I am not going to say that Grant has the greatest game. It was an okay game to his standard for me, but he did his job. That's a good debut. He wasn't look out of place, and I'll take that, and I'll give him credit any day of the week and twice on Sundays for that performance last night. It only can get better for him. At his age, they say he's an old man. But do you see what the old man can do? So the coaches need to reevaluate their side and know what's best for the team and who can do what. You have to know your players. You have to know the limit of your players. And there were players in the park last night that I don't think that international football is for them. I don't want to beat up on people because I'm not the coach of the team. It's not my place to beat up on them. But I am just advising the coach that, listen, if you want to do good in the World Cup qualifiers, and if you want to do good in your career as an international coach, we have players of high caliber that is at our disposal. Think wisely, and go out and get those players. I will do whatever I can do to aid you guys. But at the same time, I can say this and I can do this. But if you don't do the necessary things, pick up the phone, send an email, reach out to players, involve them in some dialogue at some point, see where it takes you. But the good thing is that we didn't come out of Mexico all embarrassed, getting 6, 7, or 8. But we get out of there with a 2-1 defeat. And I must say, when you look at the standing, Mexico is the only team with 3 points. Everybody else is on 1. You're at the bottom of the table with 0. That's a plus for you. Now, on Sunday, when you play Panama, we're looking for something in the W column. You have to win that game. And the other games that's going to be playing, when it's all said and done, you might be in 4th spot after 2 games if you do your job at home. But if you can't win at home, if you cannot win at home, it's going to be problems going into Central America. Because I saw Honduras last night, and they should have beaten Canada. I did not see the US game, but I must say El Salvador might play a good game last night to get a tie at home. And Costa Rica also gotten a tie. So against a Panama team that you will be playing Sunday. So that means Panama is playing good away. Because was that a home game for Panama or away game? Can anybody say? Coach?
I think it was a home game, but let me confirm.
Okay. Well, regardless of the fact, I mean, they have a point, so you have to definitely beat them. But all in all, I mean, all is not lost. It's the first game of a long series of game. I mean, you have 13 games left. And if you...
Yes, it was a home game for Panama.
It's a home game, okay. And if you want to do well in World Cup qualifiers, you have to take care of business at the office. The office is yours. We hire the people, and when they mess up, we fire them. So we hire and fire at the office. So you have to take care of business at your office. That's all I have to say right now.
Coach, some things came to me. I want to look at another aspect that there is. I know people have jumped on Coach Whitmore, but I want to speak about the logistics of this thing. And some of the people that know logistics, I want to ask, what was the reason and rationale for flying 6 players in from England to Jamaica to overnight and then join a charter flight that had to connect within Mexico? Why weren't the players flown out on the 3:45 p.m. British Airways flight from London Heathrow to Mexico City direct, which was 12 hours, or flown through Amsterdam on KLM to Mexico City from Amsterdam in a 15-hour flight, or flown on Lufthansa through Berlin on a 16-hour flight. Those players would have arrived within time difference on Monday night. They could have rested overnight and had a training session on Tuesday. They could have been joined by all the players flying from America to Jamaica. When there are direct flights to Mexico from Miami, what is the purpose of flying the Miami FC ballers to Jamaica and not directly to Mexico City? And I can confirm that the cost of that ticket is $120 US. Why fly a contingent from Philadelphia to Jamaica and not directly to Mexico via Dallas and have at least a day of training in the afternoon on Tuesday and a second session or two on Wednesday prior to the game? One tactical session when they could have watched Mexico and seen some games and stuff like that. But I wonder what else would we have been expecting? Was Coach Whitmore hamstrung by the logistic, and I choose my words carefully, the sort of fisherboat logistics that ended with the coach only having a two-hour training session, one training session with a brand new group of players, no time to acclimatize. Or maybe coach it, I should say, as the sort of skillybang playing approach to logistics. I throw out. Sir Cronky, you've traveled around the world. I'd love to hear your take on Sir Richard and any other people want to jump in, but I'm asking that question.
Look, I don't know the rationale for those decisions. You seem to have done some research about what flight to go with. I'd probably say, unless we spoke to JFF to understand, they just want to bring everybody together in one place. They want to arrive at the location as one team versus disparate, distributed. You know how Mexico is. They don't want to make sure they control the environment the players are in. So you bring them all to one location. You already pay for the chartered flight from Jamaica. You have space on this. I don't know what the rationale is. I'm sure they have their reasons. So I don't know. But I would agree that to get the players as quickly as possible, get rid of time zone differences and the travel, because air travel can be challenging for individuals, especially when you have long journeys, would probably be optimum. But if you have players coming from different places, meet up in Mexico, that may be logistically also challenging, right? They probably book the hotel for a certain time, only for a certain time. They probably want to get in and get out and not lingering in Mexico, especially when you consider when you go to certain foreign places of the food they're going to eat, making them food which doesn't agree with them. You want to control your environment. So I'm not sure what the rationale was, but I'm sure it's some of those things that they considered before they made those decisions.
Okay, thanks. Richard, I'd love to hear. But Stan, I think Coach Devon can confirm that some players flew directly into Mexico.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know what the rationale is. Mr. Speed or somebody could tell us why they. But we know the JFF is logistically challenged, right? We know that they don't think about all key elements of what is required, given all the particulars. So I want to get the players in the best shape, what the best set of guidelines to them about how we want to operate. Make sure the environment is right, the sessions you can put in place. Because I must admit, yesterday, and I know you think I don't understand certain things in football, but I'm telling you, please, I'm asking everyone on the chat. I record the game. I'm trying to figure out a way to give you cataract. What am I going to do? I'm going to find a way to transmit it to a file. You and I going to sit down and watch it, and I'll point out to you in the game what I'm seeing, because we're seeing two different games, I'm telling you. Two different games. I watched it this evening, I made sure before I came in the program, I have my facts. I don't go anywhere and just talk, I get my facts together before I do anything. I believe in empirical evidence. When you're going to be involved in something, don't just talk on top of your head because you like to talk. Go look at the information, gather the information, sit down and assess it, just as you have a football mind. And then when you're informed, you can make have an informed conversation about what you see. I'm telling you, I watched it yesterday, but I watched it as a fan, and I watched it because I'm on pins and needles, because you know what? The game wasn't going too well, and that's what it'd be over with. I'm asking the ref to blow it up from the first half. Please blow it up, 40 minutes, blow off the first half, 70 minutes, blow off the second half. Just blow up the game so it can be done. 1-1, we go home, right? It doesn't work out like that. But when you watch the game deductively, you sit down and saying, wow, it's Mexico that, first of all, Mexico didn't have their full teams. You don't realize that. Lozano, Jimenez, all those players didn't play. England didn't let them go. Spain didn't let them go. They didn't have their full team.
Did we
just like how we didn't. They didn't have their full team.
Okay, just checking if we had our full team.
No, but I'm just saying, when people say sometimes, we went there without our full team, they didn't have their full team either. We're missing more players than they did, but they're missing players who weren't let go to come and play. And in fact, there's a big discussion in England now about that anyway. Not to digress. But the fact of the matter is, even if we had a full team, it'd be a tough game, right? Because as someone said in the chat, Mexico really loses at home. But home is not the same home. Home without the fans is not the same home. As we have seen when we see teams played last year, it's not the same. You have a better chance to win without fans in the stands than you do with fans in the stands. Just give them the atmosphere. But I think people should, if you have a chance, Univision show the game. I'm sure there's got to be a way you can get it on demand or watch the game again.
Okay. So Richard, any idea, any comments on the Skillibeng plane or the Miami speedboat sort of logistic planning? If you are aware of any of those two recent famous incidents of travel, this seems to be akin to that.
I don't know the specific details of the travel. Cataract, clearly from what you're saying, I'm inferring that we need to read between the lines. I think some of what we've heard for weeks and months, maybe years prior to this, regarding administration has been echoed loud and clear across football fans, Jamaican fans particularly, across the whole diaspora. I'm actually, from what you've just said there, I'm gathering that you've got some empathy, compassion, and maybe some additional tidbits behind the performance of the Jamaican team in the Azteca, and we shouldn't necessarily be quickly jumping on the back of Tapa and the team and the tactics. So I'm clearly taking that on board. I'm fascinated by tonight's discussion in a cool, sober sense. Coach Devon gave some very useful insights. Funny enough, I mean, I've got a pad here. I've got a pad, and it alluded.
A notebook.
It's a notebook. It's a notebook.
I never have a pad. A notebook.
You are quite right. You are quite right. I think I need to get a new notebook.
Yeah, man.
For this
Stressing on that talk, that quick and fast there. Here comes the beat in the comment section for the part there. Notebook, please.
All right, listen. The tactical, technical, and mental element of the Jamaican team is something that was called into question. It was something that I was going to be paying careful attention to. If you remember, before the game, you asked me, what do I think would happen? I wanted to look at the performance, the nature of the performance. But Cataract has added something. Kronk has clearly said that quality is the center of all things. But Coach CD, Captain Dre, Coach Devon, Kronk, what I've listened to carefully here is, and listeners, viewers, subscribers, what I picked up is, just like the team, and vice versa, just like the team, the fans seem to have an identity issue. Cataract has mentioned something that has tempered the argument, I would suggest. He's referred to logistical problems, issues, things to be taken in consideration regarding the team's performance. I clearly see that so far, Jamaica's national team playing away from home in this COVID situation is going to be hopefully contrasted to the home performances where the full squad English-based Jamaican players will be participating. But beyond that, I'm still looking for an identity of Jamaica's team play. In the Azteca, and I don't know if it's going to be in other games away from home, Tapa seems to adopt a defensive approach. And we've seen teams like Italy adopt defensive approaches, but Italy have had the likes of Jorginho and Pirlo, quality players. The midfield area, I'm still trying to get my hands on and trying to get my head around what is the Jamaican style of play. Let me just break it down as simple as that. I want to hear the comments. What's the Jamaican style of play? Because this is going to be a particularly interesting campaign, because on Sunday against Panama, with limited preparation time under Mr. Paul Hall, I'm expecting a far different performance. But I don't want to get into a kind of schizophrenic situation. What is the emphasis, the onus, the identity of the Jamaican midfield? Because the Jamaican fans seem to have a schism and difference of opinion as to how they play.
But Richard, I don't think it really matters about style of play. We have better players on Sunday. They're going to go and play football. I'm telling you, the Rebels of the world, the Tunis of the world, I don't think the style of play is going to be, look, I mean, when you go to Azteca and you don't have the same quality, by design, think about Sam Allardyce's team, you're going to play defensive, right? You're going to stack it in, pack it in, and hope to hit on the counter. We didn't do that well. I think Sunday will be a much more open game. But he may play three at the back because he has three central defenders who are good. But go ahead, coach.
Yeah, man. Sorry to interject there, but I mean, you're gonna get back your time. For me, I think Richard mentioned something about they seem to have a very good defensive setup. When I look at certain variables in football, the transition from defense to midfield to forward, it seems like 1, 2, 3, like I said it, but when it comes on to setting up a defensive shape, I think it is more easier to set up a defensive shape as opposed to set up a shape that will transition from defense to midfield to the forward line. So I think that possible one of the issues that many would have observed with how the team plays. So in terms of a style of play, a definitive one, mainly, and we can see and we can attest to that our defensive unit is rock solid, and we have been struggling to find a defender. I think we would have found one now in a central defensive midfielder. I think we would have found one now with Anthony Grant. Since Rudolph Austin, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen someone in the middle of the park for Jamaica as a defensive midfielder that plays so well in the position itself. I mean, you can have bad days, you can have good days, you can have average days, you can have poor days. You know what I mean? But for me, he exceeded expectations in his debut game. You know what I mean? But in terms of the whole style of play, I am not certain if there's a definitive one. But I can tell you that I've seen where in spurts where we play a particular way, in terms of probably in trying to possess, I see we were trying to high press. I see we're doing some mid block, and again we are good, I believe, defensively, and we play all of those depending on the opponent that we're up against, depending on the caliber of players that we have or the coach have at his disposal. He possibly will play a particular way. So I've not seen anything definitive. Go ahead, Cranky. Sorry for taking so long with that one.
No, look, I mean, we can beat a dead horse to death. I think we have exhausted some of this discussion, frankly. But I would say, if you can't keep the ball, you can't transition from defense to offense. Exactly. Right? I mean, if you just take the ball and lob it up the field, you can't. What transition is there? And you're not winning the headers. And when we're heading the ball on, so we have tall players up front, they're trying to head the ball on. The person who's supposed to be running off them is not running right, or there's no one running off them. So all you're doing is turn the ball over. People don't realize, because I turn the ball over in the middle of the field, for example, it's the same if I kick the ball long and give it to their keeper, give them the way they play. So we have this misconception, because I kick it long, that's not a turnover because it went to them and they get the ball. It's the same a turnover. Just take longer to get to your end than it would previously. If you turn the ball in midfield, and you may be much more vulnerable if you turn it over in midfield, but then you're moving forward, so you have to then recover. But it's the same thing for most of the game. So look, I think we've exhausted the topic. I think people will probably want to hear about what's the perception going forward. I know you have 3 nights of this coach, so maybe you want to save that, but I'm sure the perception is this is a post-mortem we're doing, with the view that we're going to talk about the expectation for Sunday's game, given that, and Teddy Lee, listen to this, Teddy Lee, we have more quality on Sunday coming, because you have this perception that we have all this quality in the Azteca, and you don't have quality in any game. We only have 27%. Because if you had quality, you could keep the ball longer. We made 2 very good attacking plays, which the lack of quality broke it down. One when Nicholson made his beautiful back flick, back heel to, I think it was Campbell. He put it run on man, he gave it to Romario, and he kicked the ball out of bounds, trying to change the play. One was an easy pass to make. The other one, Grant gave Campbell a ball wide on the left. He had the ball up in the box. I have no idea what he did with the ball. So when you're playing that kind of game, you get those are precious possessions, which you have to maximize, because you're not getting a lot of them. And when you get in those advantageous positions, when you have the defense on their heels, you have to make them work and make them concerned next time that this may happen again. We didn't do that.
Crunk, do you think that Tap has a healthy discernment and respect for himself? Or do you think that amidst all the fans, because surely you must hear the waves of criticism coming in against him, do you think that he's got a sense of toxic shame? That game at the Azteca, you could say it was a case of just saying yes to the universe. In life, things happen. 2-1, last couple of minutes defeat, things happen. What do you make of Mr. Theodore Tapa Whitmore? Do you think that he can, and is he the type of person to have a laugh at himself, to reflect? Does he have the interests of Jamaican football at heart? Does he understand that he doesn't need, and do we understand, we don't have to be perfect. He doesn't have to be perfect. All he needs to do is to try to put his best feet forward and to healthily discern that, you know what, maybe I made some mistakes. Maybe I can reflect on this and
No,
push
I'm
on
back in.
forward.
I'm back in.
What do you make of the psyche, and what insights
And,
do you have
and guess
regarding
what?
Mr.
The
Whitmore?
more them, I'm looking.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
go ahead. Anyone.
They
can
haven't
tell
tried to fix it. They haven't tried to fix the internet. That's usual.
I want to
Hold on,
answer.
Teddy Lee online. Teddy Lee online. Let us give him a few minutes. Teddy Lee, welcome.
Teddy Lee, John.
I'll make it quick. Big up the panelists and big up everybody in the comment section. Actually, we have their call, but they have to, you know what I mean? All right. So the 23-man squad they pick and to go Mexico. A lot of people on here was basically saying they're going to get 5, 10, etc., etc. The players will get 2 and we score 1 goal. So they have that quality, we have quality. You know what I mean? We have a problem with system overall. Like when the players basically in a group now system from club days and you know. So we have a problem with the system. If you look at the Panamanians, the Hondurans, none of them basically, a few of them maybe go MLS clubs or a few of them go to Europe. But you know, Jamaican, you know, people like when say Jamaican born or English born players, but any players don't get contract within our MLS or in the Europe. You know what I mean? I feel look at the Panamanian team, you know what I mean? Still them players have contract overseas. And mostly locally them play. You know what I mean? Now we have to talk about Mexico. Mexico number 9 in the world. And people say yes, them play them second strength team and whatsoever. But remember, La Liga MX is one of the top leagues of the world. You know what I mean? And a lot of them players play there. You know what I mean? So Andrew Baker quality to me, tax lines are quality. Damian Lowe quality to me. You know what I mean? Grant play a good game, who do you use this game for Judge Grant? You know what I mean? Because if they play bad money, you say, who do you use it for Judge him? He's a fair youth. Now watch him some more. But people who say, if you say, now recruit quality players, and people like Isaac here for the CDM position, or the Louis Baker. So we know like Mr. Not Cranky, Cataract, maybe some boy, people like Teddy Lee used to be down on him. Player. You know what I mean? People that soon even take straight and privately. Tell them, say, look for the brand. You know what I mean? But when we talk about quality, Isaac here don't say, Louis Baker. But we have a grant alone we have right now, so a grant run for going. You know what I mean? So that's my opinion on the entire situation. Granted, sometimes can, if the players are locally, they have the same opportunity and the same coaching like persons are born overseas. I know them would look great. Remember, Leon Bailey come from here. You know what I mean? So I just have a coaching problem down here. Yeah, that's my opinion. Big up on yourself.
So Teddy Lee, before you go, Teddy Lee, no one is disputing what you're saying, you know. What we talk about quality, we're talking about being competitive at a certain level, given what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to go to the World Cup. We're trying to compete at the World Cup. We don't have the players with the level, the quality at that level to compete. We have players who can play football. Now, for them, most of them have contracts overseas, correct? But are they playing at the highest level like the Mexican? As you're right, the Mexican league is a very high league, frankly. They have players playing in La Liga, in the Premier League, and in their own league. A lot of those players don't leave their league because they make enough money not to go overseas. So we're not disputing that. What we're saying is that the players we had yesterday, even though some of them are good players, they're not the level we need them to be competitive in Mexico, for example, in the Azteca. And we agree the Azteca is a very difficult place to play.
Teddy Lee, yeah, man, you know, we have a disagreement. That's a thing going we are talk ball, you know. Everybody can agree. But I think we can all agree tonight that Stan Kroenke is wrong. That I think we can all agree.
What am I wrong about?
May I finish?
Tell me what I'm wrong about. I'm gonna hear this.
I am the debate boss, you know. So you notice I don't interrupt people anymore. I operate with the rules.
By the way, you were on long before me, so I should get more time, as you will always say. You were on long before me, so I should get more time than you since I came on. Just remember that. That's your rule, by the way, not my rule.
You'd have noticed my half an hour absence. And you were wrong about Anthony Grant.
I never said Anthony Grant couldn't play football. Wait. Be careful. Be careful with that. Be careful.
Allow me. You notice I keep my mic mute.
Go ahead.
Speaking. I'm saying you're wrong about Anthony Grant and his performance yesterday. You might have observed some things, but I think your reasonings
Yeah.
rather shallow because you failed to, for example, to observe that the persistent long ball by the keeper, for example, that sought to give the ball back to Mexico, the Mexican goalkeeper, and bring on another wave of attack, totally bypassed the midfield, and we did not seek to play through the central midfield. You are correct that if your central midfielders, both of them are touching the ball 20 times per game, or 24 and 29, it is a problem. You are absolutely correct. But you did not diagnose that they're not responsible for that. It was a tactic, apparently. And I just have to go to his coaching because, I mean, Andre Blake doesn't normally play like that. He likes to throw out the ball to tackle his bosom buddy. I always used to say that. So I would say that. The other thing that I would say as we pivot, again, I'm asking people, just informing that there'll be no Kevin Stewart due to injury. There'll be no Leon Bailey due to injury. There'll be no Amari Bell. He was in a last-minute transfer deadline day saga. Didn't go through. Sorry. No Michael Hector. He was also in a deadline day saga. Bournemouth just could not come up with the correct funds and the salary and the loan fee. And there'll be no Jamal Lowe, who successfully transferred on deadline day. And congratulations, Jamal Lowe. Congratulations, Andre Gray. But my last thing on this before we pivot, coach, is I miss Andre Gray because we needed a real hold-up man. And I thought that we paid a price for not that we paid the ultimate price, because I think if we had a hold-up man to play between Boza and Burke, we would have probably got that up in the upper 30s, the possession, because and ease the valve, the pressure busts the pipe. And so that's my observation. And I would just like to ask again, just remind people of my running campaign. If you love the way Anthony Grant played last night, just send a voice note to coach so we can send it to the baller, because it looked like he's going to have to play all 3 games in 7 days due to the injury to Kevin Stewart, or be involved. And we want to just up him energy and make him feel good and make him know that the whole of we are support him and I pray for him. Big up Swindon Town. For the work they put in to get him there. Maybe the new boots, because I tell you that they had to send 3 new boots because they were not able. It was a public holiday. They were not able to get into the kit room, so they got 3 new boots. Sent it to the airport. Big up the manager of Swindon Town. So looking forward, I said on a program, if you remember, coach, when I was running the thing on Tuesday, it's going to be an upgrade. We'll upgrade the thing. So the strike force will be upgraded by more than 4 times its potency. We are speaking about strikers who have a 20% conversion rate, shot to goal. And we are now talking about strikers that are in the 40 and 50% conversion rate, shot to goal. So, would
you say we need Michael Hector?
Would I say we need Michael Hector? I think Michael Hector would have stretched his legs in Mexico. I don't want to beat anybody, but I'm perplexed.
He couldn't have done it worse.
No, but because I still want the football man them, Coach Porter, not tonight, Coach Porter, Coach Karumi, really tell me about this new revolutionary formation, the 3 right back formation.
I don't think that's what can be fair to the coach.
Hold on, man.
Wait. Let me say this. Can I say this?
Hold on. We broke ground last night. I don't think any team in the world.
Cataract.
Jurgen Klopp,
Cataract.
Brendan Rodgers, on the look for the tree right back there, man. This is a new thing, my brother.
So my understanding, and I heard Jevon Brown say this.
Cataract.
Jevon Brown say he can play CD. No, wait.
Ever,
You're not listening.
ever.
You're not listening.
Witness it again.
No, I heard Jevon Brown say he can play CDM. I've heard him say it. He can play CDM. I've heard him say he can play CDM. So maybe the coach, well, you know what? You have players who are flexible or can play in different positions. Maybe he could play there. I don't know why he put Fisher on the field. I watched Fisher played in the CONCACAF, and I think he tries really hard, but I'm not sure. I keep talking about quality. I'm not sure at the level he needs to be, and his decision-making sometimes is questionable, right? But I think he was trying to shore up the defense, just pack it with fresh legs, because he realized they were getting tired, and he figures, you try to run out the game. It didn't work. Now, if it worked, we say he's a genius, and if it doesn't work, you get crucified. That's how this works. And I mean, he said it's cataracts. People don't understand this, which is, I heard someone today talking about Gareth Southgate and say him no good. Wait, let me just get the point. Here's the point I'm making. Him say him no good. Every coach, no matter how well he does, is gonna not be agreed with by people in the population, right? Not everyone's gonna agree with you. Yeah, the coach made some mistakes, we agree, but I think he was trying to shore up the defense and shore up the team and lock it down and run out the clock. And making changes also help. Coaches give his players a chance to rest, because when you make changes, you get a chance to rest and try to recover, because it's been a long evening. I'm not sure what else to tell you that the coach was trying to accomplish.
Okay. But I'm just saying we can look and see if that catches on. But let us leave that for Nation League, which can try to see again, but just not here. But Devon, I want to pivot. I want to big up this island we live in, Jamaica. I'm having what is known as a buster. Man, I'm happy to be Jamaican. Richard, anybody remember Buster? I mean, coach, we love Jamaica.
No, Buster is sugar.
We love this island.
Buster is not good for you. It's sugar.
It's a
no good night.
But I love that one.
Buster, tambourine ball, bulla cake, bun. Throw those things in the garbage. They're garbage. Literally garbage.
As you would say, Nostradamus. Maybe
garbage. Garbage.
If you love Jamaica,
Jamaica has diabetes. Garbage. Stop eating garbage.
Stop. If you love this island where we come from,
garbage.
Just throw some money on the board. Some man just throw some money if you love this island where we come from. This little thing. Buster, we create it and we make it. Just like how we make the tree right back down there. It's a big thing, man. I love it. Coach, we're now have the tree right back on Sunday. I think we're going to see Wes Harding.
I am not carrying no tree right back into my team.
Right, and I think that was part of the issue, that we ought to have. We need to carry 2 in every position. That gives you 22, and you have an additional goalkeeper, which gives you the 23-man squad. That's generally how I know it. You cover each position. But I want to mention a player who has not been mentioned, Casey Palmer. If you need help, JFF, just say so. We will get him. We will get him the passport. But I think, does anybody believe that Casey Palmer could have made a difference last night? Would he have been released by his club? I don't know. But were we missing a sort of professional, well-developed, Chelsea-developed sort of attacking midfielder, or would he have been too lazy? But looking forward, coach, I think that on Sunday, my big question is, who gets the attacking midfield? Bobby Reed or Daniel Johnson? What you say, people? I remember, sending them voice note there for the judge, sending the voice note for Anthony Grant and his debut. I want to send about 20, 50. And people don't, coach, you see the money pull up from coach. If you love being Jamaican, especially the diaspora, throw some money on the board.
Cataract. You have, if you're talking about the central attacking midfield.
Yes, that's the position you're talking. Midfield. Who is going to get that on Sunday?
There is no other person to get it more than the Rav Maestro.
you would not pair you. Let me ask. You would not pair Ravel in the center of the park with Anthony Grant, so that Ravel will be the first point of release when Grant wins the ball. He releases
Yeah,
to
but look at the formation that the coach plays. It's obviously that Ravel will play in front of Anthony Grant. You have to look. Anthony Grant is the defensive midfielder. Then comes your attacking central midfielder, who is your number 10.
Yes, number 10.
So that's Ravel.
But Ravel doesn't really play. Is he a number 10? Who is he? I mean, I've just gotten his church. I'm reading the books on him.
I think
is he a number 10 or does he best operate as an 8?
He doesn't play.
Deep lying central midfielder in the realm of Pirlo.
He is the most creative player.
But Devon is not. Devon, he stopped playing 10. He has to touch the ball a lot. He doesn't play 10 anymore. He plays beside the CDM. He doesn't play 10, Devon. When I last seen him play 10? When he plays at the he's playing very deep, he's picking the ball up deep and he's spraying the passes. He's not playing 10.
And this is where we are going wrong.
No, because he wants to touch the ball a lot. And when you play 10, you're depending on others to get you the ball. He wants to go get the ball off his center half or get the ball from the keeper. That's what he would have done yesterday if he was playing. He'd have spread out the left and right back really deep. He would go get the ball deep. The two center halves would spread. And then you create more space behind the players. When we stuck everybody up front, then it's a 50-50 ball.
Okay.
You don't have any chance to win the ball.
Yes, but okay. What formation are we talking? That's the thing.
It's probably a 4-3-3. It's probably going to be a 4-3-3. He's going to play 4-3-3 attacking at home.
Okay.
Why play 3 defenders at home?
Okay, gentlemen. And I'm going to say this for the last time. Jamaica is not the team to play 4-3-3. We are not that dynamic of a team to play 4-3-3. We don't have Liverpool runners like Salah and Mane. We cannot play 4-3-3 because the wide men, they're not dropping back and you're going to have gaps in the middle.
Devon, yesterday Burke spent half the time in his half defending for Alvis Powell. What are you talking about?
Yes, but
Devon, Burke was running his butt off yesterday defending for Alvis Powell.
Cranky.
Devon.
If Jamaica go out with a 4-3-3.
All right, call it 4-2-1-3 then, if you like it that way there. If you want to call it 4-2-1-3, call it 4-2-1-3.
Okay, let me tell you what Jamaica needs to play with the type of players that we have. 4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1.
No, a 4-1-3-2. One, you have to have a defensive midfielder. 4-2-3-1. Okay? So you have 4 central defenders. You have 4 defenders. Central wing backs. 2 defensive midfielder. Okay? 1 attacking midfielder flanked by 2 wingers. And then the striker. In the other way, 4-1-3-2, is that you have the 4 defenders, 1 designated holding midfielder, like the judge, to sit in front of your back 2. Then you have a central midfielder flanked by 2 flank players left and right, and you have 2 strikers. 1 is at number 9 and 1 playing off the shoulder as a 10. Okay,
so the last 5 games Devon he's played 2 holding midfielders.
Well, if he's playing 2 holding midfielder, he's playing 4-2-3-1. So if you're playing that system, okay, let me explain.
It's semantics, right? It's semantics, right? So
yes, it's semantics.
He used Speedy and Hector as his 2 CDM.
Okay, no.
And then when he dropped Speedy, he used DJ and Speedy.
All right, and let me come in now. This is what I'm saying. You're gonna use the 2 central defender and the wing backs on Sunday if he's playing 4-2-3-1. You're gonna play Anthony Grant with Ravel Morrison, Daniel Johnson, flanked by Bobby Reed, and whosoever. I don't know if he's gonna play Roof or Antonio or one.
So Devon, just a point of order. Because remember, I said we had the videos today, and respectfully, Coach Paul Hall asked us not to. But you're off the mark. I just saying that to you. You're off the mark. So I wouldn't want us to prolong that discussion. I can't tell you what I say, but you're off the mark.
I can tell you what you saw.
No, and if you can, please don't.
No, but I'm just saying. I mean, look. There is a concern, political or otherwise, about we have 3 very good central defenders, and what do I do? Do I drop one? That's a big concern.
I think Low will be rested.
That's what I'm saying. So if you don't play Low, you're gonna play Pinnock and Liam inside.
Yeah, Low is out for tomorrow.
You mean Sunday?
Yeah. For Sunday. And if you remember, he got a horrendous scissors tackle. Something that I think the Mexicans were trying to end his season.
Plus, he's on a yellow card.
He was trying to break his leg, and all he got was a yellow card. So they look here.
Bobby Reed is not a 10. We have played him there. He's not a true 10.
Fret not.
Not a 10.
Fret not.
He doesn't have the ability to break down defenses to create chances for others.
Coach Paul Hall is working in the lab, and I saw the experiment, and I am comfortable with what I saw. I'm only sorry I can't share it, but Sunday is not too far away.
And Cataract.
Roof is playing, and Antonio is playing. That's without doubt.
All eight Englishmen are playing. We can tell you that.
And right? Cataract. This is what.
Hold on, Devon, I just want to say something, and then we can jump back in. It is explosive. Certain players were given about 15, 20 minutes to just get close to each other. And I'm telling you, when they came back together in the end, man, Devon, come in. Fret not.
No, I have no doubt
that they are different ball.
Listen, I have no doubt that the front line of Jamaica will be scary. I have no doubt. But the problem I have is at this stage, there's no room for experiment. It's either you know that this is what's going to happen, or we don't need to tinker and experiment with anything. Because you cannot experiment with Roof and Michael Antonio. That's not an experiment.
Sir Devon?
That is a freight truck and a dump truck coming at you at full speed. And if you have no answer to that, if you can't go get the cargo train and put there, you're going to be run over. Simple as that.
So Devon, let me say why I said experiment. He started off with the 8 players in one formation, and he went and spoke, he had a little tete-a-tete, and I'm not sure who the other coach was, but he had a little tete-a-tete, and he put some men to just play and knock some leather together. And then when he came back, what I saw in the end, man, was devastating. Devastating. So he made a switch, he made a tweak. Remember that I just lone badness get to in our stadium. Lone badness. And we are lone. Nobody can.
Yeah, and I'm not doubting. I'm not doubting you. Right? I'm not doubting you because
Devon.
He started off with something akin to what you spoke to, but he ended with something very different. And I think
we're going like Panama can't play football now.
I'm not going on like Panama.
No, I hear people talk about like Panama get distracted. We have never, even when we had English players,
no, cranky.
Gentlemen, sorry to interrupt, but we have come to that hour.
Yes.
We have come to that time when we're going to be closing off the show for tonight.
Yes.
Before I do that, I'm going to ask, starting from Cataract, tomorrow, people will be delving into the whole match preview, possible starting lineup, and we'll also be looking at Panama and see what they bring to this competition, especially from the previous game that they played. So we want to talk about that in detail tomorrow. So, Qatar, give us your final thoughts on what you saw.
Run piece I track when I send you, coach. Run piece and a video
all right.
track. Run piece I dub when I send you. From a nice studio. Run piece. But while you bring it up,
Just go on,
yeah, man.
just go on
I'm positive. I'm positive. I was in awe at what I saw. Awe being the word. Big up all 8 players. Very serious training session. Big up Coach Paul Hall. Expect some fireworks on Sunday. Panama can come respect them. They're our bogey team. Understand that we have beaten them twice since '98, but let's put one against them. If we get 3 points, everybody draw away into second. Let not thy heart be troubled. Shut on the man, them stop watch my friend ask. Yeah, thoroughbred them ask there. My friend, little thing is a Cayman as hills in our background. So big up, comfortable surrounded, you know. Big up the horse racing man, them we know good horse. You understand? And Jamaica, we saw a thoroughbred. I saw 2 thoroughbreds. I saw 3 thoroughbreds. Let me just be fair. Ethan Pinnock, man. Damn.
He has spoken. You spoke. Cataract. Big time. Suaji. CD, Coach Devin Cronk, I'm looking, and viewers and subscribers, I'm looking for a terrific, positive performance from Jamaica on Sunday. 1 game played, 2-1 defeat. That's what it says on the ledger. This Sunday, it could be seen as chalk and cheese, but I'm not going to prophesy too far on that. Game by game. That's the usual saying by managers. Let's play it game by game. We're going to see a game on Sunday, which will hopefully give us a better insight into the full capabilities of Jamaica. It may not be perfect. None of us are. But this Jamaican team are, in my view, on paper and hopefully on the pitch, going to live up to expectations, their expectations of doing the best they can. And that could well end with a ticket to Qatar. Sunday, I can't wait. I can't wait. It will be a terrific game. Panama, they won't come to lay down. So that will make it an even better game. People, look out and stay positive and stay supporting. No wagoners business. Stay on board. It's going to be a long, arduous journey, but it's a journey that we can take exceptional pleasure in. Come in, Crunk. Come in, Coach.
Crunk may not be unruly, you know, Coach. But just I beg the people, may I do it without Coach unruly. A 2 PCR tests we go take today, and anybody in Jamaica know them thing they run Bills US at 1 to get in our stadium Sunday. Me and Coach big up it people that will give you the link. I beg you, man, and show some money on the board, brother. Show some money. We get the PCR test done today, Coach and myself, because we are getting at that stadium there. We're not going to endanger the player them. You understand? I beg you, them. Support it thing. You understand? Remember, say, place locked down, you know. So, who have it and shell it. Even shatter with the stripper money. Show us it. Beg you. Make it 1-1-2-2 and reach up to the 2 bills we have to spend today to get the PCR test done and get the result tomorrow. So, and people, if me have to sleep in a stadium from tomorrow night, me have to sleep in there, you know, I have to find me under the bleachers, you know, but me have to watch that game Sunday.
Cranky, it make you smile.
Your time, Cranky, your time.
I'm not gonna be as loquacious as Cataract or Richard. What I will say though is a couple of things. One is yesterday was very disappointing. Hopefully Sunday is a positive outcome and there'll be elation. The problem is if we don't have success on Sunday, it's not a good look because we have no idea what happened subsequent. Coming the next transfer window, we have no idea what's going to happen in terms of people's ability to get released. So we need the points now more than ever. I heard Antonio in a video today promising a good outcome. So let's hope he delivers or the team delivers because he can't do it by himself.
Coach Devon, do you have a final word, sir?
I just want all Jamaicans, home and abroad, to rally behind the team. From wherever you are, cheer them on. Put your colors on. If you notice, I never leave my color. Never leave my color. So make sure you put your colors on. Cheer the team. I hope for a good performance from the boys. And I don't think any defender in CONCACAF wants to hear the name Michael Antonio. This man is a beast. And as I said before, if you lay yourself careless, he's going to run you over like a dump truck. This man is strong and powerful. And I know that this Jamaica team will deliver for its people anywhere in the world. Go Jamaica. Big up yourself.
All right, there you have it. This is some money I come on the board.
Yeah, coach, because we have to get a few extra minutes to the coach, because money are running, coach. Because I tell the people to support the thing. I'm ask who for support specifically. One. We want to see some support from 1-1. We want to see some support from Owen. We will take that as an apology. You understand? We will take that as a sorry for. 1-1 and Owen.
Shatta did it twice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but follow shot. Yeah, man. 1-1. No, but see Michael out through him there, so.
Yeah,
Michael made calculate the exchange rate and show some money for the board. 1-1 and Owen. Contribute. Jason Ferran. We can't find 1-1 at Owen. Man. Remember them three there? Cranky, talk to your people. I hear congregation. Tell them just throw something on the board.
Pure customer cost me tonight.
And support. People are expensive venture. I'm not going to tell you no lie. But we mean it. Even when I get the nice, we do the right thing, because we don't go around the player with no COVID. You understand? We do a test. Coach and myself, a Friday afternoon traffic. Coach, if I tell the people them thing there,
no man, that's why I want any car from morning to street.
Yeah, coach, I saw you in a video today, coach, and you look very tired.
Yeah, man, from morning.
You need to drink coffee. You don't have a time for rest, you know. You need to drink some coffee.
Big up, throw some money on the board for coach wife. Respect the first lady. People, coach, never want me talk them thing. Just mute me if you don't want me talk them thing there. The first lady sit down and wait an extra 2 hours after work while we drive go up our UA hospital go get our one next place, and we are drive all about to try to get a test. You see it? Yeah, man. The man reached to pick up his wife in a car park, and we get a call so we can do the test here and get it back tomorrow. Because everywhere we are going, they will tell me 48 hours. And the man leave his wife and walk towards the car and reverse and come pick me up on my foot and we go. People, you don't understand the commitment to that song here. You don't understand the commitment. Big up Coach Minzy and big up the first lady, because yeah, man, just throw some more money, man. Money up. the thing. And when I walk on back, that money going towards pay for the two tests over. It's easy out your brother. May I tell you the truth. And big up the whole set of volunteer and the people them are work, frontline workers. Big up the frontline workers them in this COVID fight. The nurse them, the people that do the testing, big up on yourself. You understand? Yeah, man. And
Well,
that's the thing.
we see another side of you tonight, Cataract. Me say emotional, powerful,
Yeah, but no, we know the
blessed.
sacrifice. Some people just
A
feel
real
like
thing, man. A
we
real
see
thing,
the
man.
Passionate
sacrifice. Better the
Cataract,
man wife
passionate.
walk on my car, and me see man drive off and leave him wife. A divorce setting that, A divorce setting that, The lady a walk with her back up, I'm here. Wrong move, rally. And drive, leave the workplace. And when she called, she was calm. She said, I know what, and she take one for the team. Big up herself, man. People don't understand them something. I'm begging you. Show up on the board. Show up, respect everybody who gives something. But when Owen and man, if I know tonight, we're going to throw sitting tomorrow and sitting big. Remember, I said shot I got 50 US so far. So one Owen, man, nothing less than 100 US. So I'm going to throw it on the board and help the movement. This takes a lot to do to get everything to you. Coach, I can run the video. Show them say a real talk. We are the only person in the whole stadium apart from Simon
To get to Flow. So you can get 2 Samsung LTE tablets for only $6,000 plus GCT each when you bundle.
This is the Magnificent 8. Only on coaches this exclusive. Military good, big up yourself with your military style.
Yeah, man. Who not to get big up, man.
Feel look good.
Big up military good. Them man they there from 6 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, man.
And
Who
lay
not
with
put in the work, man.
But
Full respect.
you never have the intelligence, the intel. Like coaches that they have the intel, but big up. I don't know him fault, I know him fault people. Military good and go there, but here what the player them did have to go get them tests this morning. You see it, everybody good to go. So that's why I miss out military go now. You see me I say? Big up the people. That's live and exclusive from coaching this. That and a fantastic five. But what kind of 8 you call them? The Magnificent 8? What you call
Why
them?
them look like a thoroughbred.
Thoroughbred, bro. I don't know the thoroughbred donkey, so I don't know why man would think that about the thoroughbred donkey. Coach. Coach, you see West Harding? It looked like a different West Harding. Me I see since the man look cut up and muscle up. I don't know if you guys saw it on TVJ News. Between West Harding we saw in the Gold Cup. The different West Harding we see now.
The only thing that's sad about this is that the National Stadium won't have 40,000 people in there to cheer these boys on. Trust me, that's the only thing sad about it.
Well, coach and look, he says Sundays and no movement there, because me plan to put the cataract on a truck, Nobody couldn't stop me from drive from AC Maria to the stadium, Yeah, I feel like I go for my vaccine again. Now redo my vaccine because they have a vaccine center. So I drive with the cataract on the truck. Yeah, man. Play some music for him, man. Them have to get that reggae feeling.
Yeah, the party out at stadium.
Not my drive. Come, they can't stop me at the stadium gate. But maybe I won't even be there. I'm not telling you, but I'm in the stadium, people. Believe you on me. God, you know.
Yeah, man. So respect to all the people who drop something on the board. Really appreciate it. Definitely. Thanks to Cataract for that shout out. Yeah, man. As I said, from when I saw me look up on the road from early. Yeah, man, we are military link up and military are put in the work. So big up to military anywhere I'm there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
So, big up to all the panelists, those who came on. Thanks to all the callers. Thanks to all the persons in the comment section. All the persons who tuned into the coach's desk. Really, really appreciate it. Much respect. You know what I mean? Thanks very much. Just one thing I ask of you, stay safe, people. Stay safe. Big deal, then. Big up yourself. Big up yourself, big deal, then. Yeah, man. No, nothing much more to say, people. Just stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow again. And as best as possible, we hope that we can go into the office, you know? Yeah, man. We hope we can do that. So bless up again, people. Thanks again. And continue to support the coaches best.